10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Look at what in my opinion, one of the best goalkeepers right now.
We need you to bring you're going to be playing for games. So they want
I'm a little bit worried about tomorrow's game. I saw a stat online.
Sergio
Has a bit of a waste stat with Rory.
He's going to play at the 9. That is the second. We only have two men 9 in the
I know people have gone on about if we lose the cup, it could be a bit of a situation. I hope to God it
Sergio
doesn't.
Productions.
Yo, welcome to the Blue Lounge, welcome to the stream. I hope you guys are all doing good this evening. I know there are matches currently being played right now, so some people might be watching those, but we had to do the preview, and this is the best time for us to do it. So hopefully it will not cause too much of a clash with people's schedules. Anyway, big up to everyone. Thank you all for being here. I see I have MCIG and Abdul B in the chat. MCIG is saying Kante, Chalobah may be available. I think they are available, but will they start? Doubtful. We'll look into that. Abdul B, big up to you. Welcome to the stream, guys. Actually, let me welcome MDT. MDT, welcome. How are you, my brother? You good?
I'm good, Mo. Thank you for having us. Hi to everyone on the chat, and good to have you guys here. Hopefully, we'll have a productive conversation and interaction. So, big up everybody.
Hopefully. Big up to you, Mo. Tonight we have the plan is as follows. We're going to be discussing the press conference. We're going to be watching the Tuchel press conference, and then we're going to discuss that. And then we are going to... Mo, I'm getting some feedback on your end. I don't know if there's a TV playing in the background or something.
TV? No, it's not. I think it's the kids talking at the background. Can you hear it?
Oh, sorry. Nice. I can hear you loud and clear. I was just getting some feedback, and I wasn't sure what it was. All right, sweet, cool. So we're going to be discussing the press conference, and then we're going to be discussing... Actually, it's my audio. It's my voice. Hold on. It might be something on my end. 1 second. Just give me 1 second. Let me put you on mute for a second and see if I can still hear it. 1, 2, 1. No, it's definitely coming from your end, Mo. It's coming from your end. Anyway, we're going to be discussing the press conference, and then we're going to be discussing our predicted lineup, and then we're going to be discussing all the relevant Chelsea news in regards to today. I'm not sure how to pronounce that name. D-Stretch. All right, big up to you, D-Stretch. And everybody in the chat, big up to you. Brian, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream. Big up to you. All right, so we're going to be discussing the press conference, and then we're going to be going into our predicted lineup. I know a lot of the guys are coming in right now. Couch Critic has just jumped in. Couch, welcome. How are you, my man? Looking sharp today.
excellent. Try to look sharp every day, man. It's part of who I am.
Big up to you, Couch. Welcome, my brother.
Yes.
Welcome. All right, so, I'm going to play the press conference, and this is something that I'm going to do whenever I can, pretty much every preview, because I want to hear what Tuchel has to say, and then we'll discuss it rather than just going on memory, because I watched it live when it was broadcasted, so that I might have forgotten a couple of things. So it's good to watch it before we discuss it. So I will be playing that for you in just a moment. Let me just bring it up. Tuchel. Alright, bring that up. Audio, and here we go.
To preview our Premier League game against Everton. We'll operate in the usual fashion of the first section being the broadcast section, and then in the second section we'll do a daily newspaper section. We're going to start with Dharmesh from the Sky Sports News. Dharmesh, unmute yourself and away you go.
Good afternoon, Thomas. Good to see you. Can we start off with team news for Everton first of all?
Yeah, sure. NG N'Golo will be back on the bench tomorrow. He did the last 2 training sessions. Trevor Chalobah did the last 2 training sessions, will also be back in the squad. So it's Mateo Kovačić and Ben Chilwell.
Just to confirm, Chalobah will be in the squad, he said, and Kante will be on the bench. So make of that as you want.
Well out for the moment.
You've had injury issues all season. They seem to be easing just a bit there, but especially in the midfield area. I know hindsight's a wonderful thing, but any part of you regretting allowing Conor Gallagher to go on loan over the summer? And can you clarify whether there is a recall option with him?
No, I will not clarify because it's details contract, and details will not be discussed in press conferences. I said many times that how well he's doing. Nothing has changed. We saw his goals, we see his performances all the time. There's absolutely no regret, because maybe it seems like it was the perfect decision for him, and we discussed mainly for him what the best option was in summer. You cannot take the circumstances from now and doubt the decision from July. It simply is not possible. And we did what we did, and we are very happy with it, because obviously it works out for Conor, and we need to work our issues out, which is that we are like a bit unlucky in having injuries in the center of our game, and we're suffering from it.
Look at this! Look at this! Pouch automatically tries all the codes it knows about from all over the web.
But this has nothing to do with Conor.
I know you've been asked this a lot, but it's now 17 days until the transfer window opens. That means 17 days.
All right, just one thing I want to clarify. From what I understand here, and guys, if I'm wrong, let me know. But from what I understand here, there is no basis for any discussion in regards to for Conor Gallagher specifically, Billy Gilmore maybe, to be recalled this season. Everything is going to happen at the end of the season in regards to whether they become part of the squad or whether they go back out on loan. From this, it seems like everything seems to be going quite well for Conor Gallagher, and then back. Do you guys agree or disagree? Mo and Couch.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think we can call them.
I don't think we can call them, nor do I think, other than maybe Billy Gilmore, should we call them. Like, they're doing well on loan. Let them continue to progress their football, and then bring them back when they have that match fitness and
next season,
match sharpness under their belt.
Yeah, so continue with them in the as a loan. Let's go.
When Antonio Rudiger, César Azpilicueta, under 18 days, when Antonio Rudiger, César Azpilicueta, Andreas Christensen, Thiago Silva can sign a pre-contract agreement with a foreign club. Do you have any developments on their situations, and is it becoming a source of worry for you now when you enter such a crucial period?
No, not so much. I got scared now when you told me, but this will disappear again, this feeling. I think that all of these players know very well how much we appreciate them, which big role they play in our plans and in the presence of this team and of this club. And I think they will be like they are very aware of it and will not throw it away like this. So Yeah, of course, it's their right now to do things, but it's also their right to stay with us and create the future and be a part of the future of Chelsea Football Club. And we are on it. We are on it with patience. We are on it with also with confidence, and we are on it with a trust in the relationship between the players and staff, of course, but also between the players and the club. And this is how it should be.
Last couple from me, Thomas. On potential Chelsea signings, when you decide who you want to sign, does a player's vaccination status become a factor now?
Wow. I don't think so, because where would this end? Vaccination is still a free choice, and we are still like free people and adult people, and everybody needs to make his choice. And of course, it's strange times and crazy times. So we need to be very careful. And but it has not gone so far, like here at the moment with us, that we discuss the vaccination status. Anyway, we are not in talks right now about that we bring in players, because first of all we trust our squad and hope that we can bring all players back and be in full strength. Then we have a strong squad and a good atmosphere to protect. This is where we are right now.
Last one, Domish.
Yeah, just finally, Thomas, you've got a good relationship, I know, with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Given how well you know him, are you surprised at the recent turn of events, and will you reach out to him to see if he's okay?
I will at some point, but you know, it's I don't want to also to disturb. I think that he was a very important player for me, and we had a very close relationship until today. Like when we meet, it's still like it's still always very, very nice, and I can only say the best thing about Oba as a player and as a person. I feel sorry for him that he's in trouble. This is not where he should be with his kind of quality and the positive character that he has, and I still believe in this. But I'm not involved, and I'm not involved in what's going on at his club now. And for this, I want to also show my respect and not be involved and judge what is right and wrong. I just like have my picture, my relationship with Oba, and this is not affected by that.
Simon Stein, BBC.
Hiya, Thomas. Just going back to the COVID situation, do you talk about it with your players? We're obviously being told by the government that we need booster jabs. A lot of conversation around whether players have been double vaccinated or not. Is it something that you speak about with the players?
Not me in person, but we as a club speak with the players on a regular basis, and of course they are informed. They are like we have recommendations, we have informations, and we speak on a very regular basis from club to players and from club to staff.
And just on another kind of non-football note. Are you across what's happening with the African Cup of Nations at the moment? Because clearly there are a couple of your players who might be going, and there's uncertainty over whether the tournament's going to happen or not.
Yeah, it's quite, we live from day to day, not really knowing what's going on. So right now at the moment we think like everything is taking place, and we are aware that everything can be turned upside down in these days, so we need to stay flexible and adapt to whatever's coming.
And in terms of your team, obviously you got the win on Saturday, but Manchester City seem to have hit a bit of a run of form. They've got a few points clear now. Is there more pressure on Chelsea to win these games now and maintain pace with them?
Always. always, like not so long ago, it was the opposite position, and Man City turned things around, and I think that in the moment they have good form, and they show it, and they show the quality. There was never a doubt that they have to. Since years they show this consistency and know what it takes to be in the title race with Liverpool. Both teams have no injury issues at the moment, and this helps a lot. But we knew before that if we demand from ourselves to compete with City and Liverpool for the title, that we will face adversity and we will face tough moments. This was clear before, so we cannot surprise now, and we cannot give in and we not give up. This is simply impossible, because we knew before, we committed before, and we enjoy being in the middle of adversity and in the middle of difficult moments, because maybe it's exactly what we need at the moment to overcome it. We were lucky this weekend. We did not feel so lucky, blessed with luck, when we played in West Ham and went out with a defeat. We did absolutely not have the luck on our side when we played a draw against Burnley, so there's no we should not start to excuse and to say sorry for a late victory. We found a way to win this game, and the next game is in front of us against Everton. We play at home, and we do what is needed to have the possibility to win 3 points. That's it.
Nick Purewell.
Hi Thomas. Just on Mateo, when would you expect him back in training? And I'm assuming you don't have no one else has tested positive for COVID. Just checking that.
Right now it's Mateo out and Chile for injuries, and Mateo is released. It's a good question. Like the day after tomorrow, maybe.
Do you need more space in your
These
home?
ads, man.
If so,
Seriously.
a conservatory is a great way to increase the size of your living area.
Yeah, get yourself on a premium, man.
I think day after tomorrow.
You know what, Catch? I was actually Googling conservatories earlier today, so it's interesting that came up, the ad. So yeah.
Yeah, man. All your skeletons come out when when those ads pop up.
I know. I gotta be careful.
Be careful, man. Don't go any deeper.
Yeah.
Don't go any deeper.
See. I mean, then he's out for 7-8 weeks in summary, with injury, with COVID. It's then one thing to have NG back now on the bench. It's one thing to get Mateo back at the end of the week. Does this mean that they can... This is really NG? Is this really Mateo? I doubt that, because that would mean that the others who are constantly in training, that it's not necessary to do this. So it will take a while, but it will be a good day if both of them are back. Good day for us.
Last question in the broadcast, Jerry Cox.
Hi Thomas. Is Romelu Lukaku anywhere near fit yet? You said for 90 minutes. You said all along he's probably only ready for 45. And just quickly, no clean sheets for 5 games. Is that a concern? Is it something you've worked on?
It shows us that we were spoiled. It shows us how hard it is. Teaches us this lesson. Maybe we over-expect clean sheets from us. In the last 2 games, last 3 games, we conceded 8 goals. This is more concerning than not having a clean sheet, because for a clean sheet in these kind of competitions where we play, you need also luck. You need an extraordinary goalkeeper. You need a certain momentum. And this is what we had also in the beginning of the season to escape sometimes. So 1 goal is always possible. Like, even if you do everything right, it's possible. But 3 and 2 is a bit too much, to be honest. And we are on it. We're on it. It makes you appreciate, it makes you understand how hard we worked before, what it takes to be so consistent and not conceding. And we want to get back on track, it's clear. Maybe it shows us how much details matter, how much individual top level in every situation matters. And hopefully we get we get this consistency in not conceding back into our game, because it's crucial if you want to win consecutive football matches on this level. And then to Romelu, well, fitness, we can debate endlessly what is fit and what is not fit. Player will say, I'm fit. Maybe some fitness coaches will agree, disagree, and then comes the head coach and maybe disagrees or agrees. It depends also on the game, on the intensity level of the game. We let him play some 70-something minutes against Zenit. Then we had a lot of traveling and a lack of sleep and a very intensive opponent with Leeds. So we decided not to put him in this turmoil straight away. But I think he can play 70 plus, but it depends on how the game goes.
Okay, that's the end of the broadcast section.
All right. Interesting points there. Interesting points. Before we dive in and discuss the press conference, I want to say hello and big up to Boogeyman. Boogeyman, how are you? How you doing, my man? You good?
Hello. Thanks for having me, man. I'm good. Good. Hello, guys. How are you guys doing?
I'm good, Boogie. How are you doing?
Surviving.
All right, people, listen. We've just seen Tuchel's press conference. A couple of key points. Kovačić will be back in the next couple of days to training from being out isolating with COVID. So that's good news because he should be back shortly. I'm not sure how much training he needs to do to get back into full fitness. So it's going to be interesting to see that. I mean, he's been out for a while, lads. So he does need a lot of training to be fully fit, fully ready for, or to be classified as match fit. But it's good to see him back, or coming back. We have Tuchel talking about Ben Chilwell as, I think this wasn't directly mentioned in the press conference, but I read that that Ben Chilwell is reportedly back in training on grass. He is 3, maybe 4 weeks away from being ready to participate in matches, apparently. Fingers crossed all goes well. We got Chalobah in the match squad, and we got Kante on the bench. Clear differences. He's telling us Kante will be on the bench, but he's not telling us whether Chalobah will be on the bench or in the team. He could be in the team. He could be on the bench. It will be interesting to see how the boys here have had their lineups, because would you include him straight in the team? Would you have him on the bench? How would you guys approach the Chalobah situation? But he is available. So is Kante. Great boost for our squad, because it was looking a little bit light in midfield, and it was going to get light in defence if Chalobah wasn't returning soon, and he is returning. So it's good to see that's happening. He talked about Lukaku, and he addressed Lukaku's fitness. Lukaku is probably 75% ready, hence he could play 75 minutes. I guess that's like 80% ready. So he's coming back. Lukaku's coming back to match fitness, but he's not 100% there. And it's interesting what he said about his match fitness, because he did allude to the fact that he may believe he's match fit and ready to play. He may believe that. Some of the coaching staff may also believe that, but it really comes down to what the head coach thinks himself in respect to Lukaku's being available and being match fit and able to play 90 minutes. And as he indicated, he thinks he's 75 minutes fit. He can play 75 minutes worth of game. So that's where we are in respect to Lukaku. I want to get some impressions from the guys on the panel. We'll start with Mo. Mo, what do you take from that press conference? What's the main points that you picked up on?
Yeah, I think for me, one of the main thing he spoke about, a lot of people might catch it up as well. When they asked him about City and the way they're performing, he mentioned about injuries. Like they didn't have any injuries now, and we just, we've had our injuries. So sometimes people are going overboard, overkill, saying, "Oh, these teams are performing this and that," forgetting that we have not played our first team for the past, is it 7 weeks? 7 weeks. We have not played a full proper first team since the beginning of the season. So Chelsea have never played their strongest 11 on the pitch at the same time. It hasn't happened this season. So sometimes I think Chelsea fans, I think maybe they're spoiled or they overreact or emotionally reacting to stuff. I know it's hard. All of us do it, but sometimes you gotta look at things in a rational way. We have not had our first 11 on the pitch this season yet. Even the first game we didn't. Chilwell wasn't playing. The second game, the same thing. Chelsea have not put their first 11 yet out, on a pitch. So what he was alluding to is the fitness, because he mentioned that a few times. Yeah, City are playing well, Liverpool are playing well, but they have not had injury. They've managed to play their full. And also with this Lukaku thing, Tuchel have a history of not bringing players when they come back from long injury, like more than 4 weeks. He will not play you for a while. He has that history. He doesn't believe players are honest when it comes to fitness issue. He believes that every player want to play. If a player is not 100%, they can re-injure themselves first, and secondly, it affect the performance on the pitch of the team. So he doesn't believe a player should play until you're almost above a certain amount of fitness level. So that's why when Werner come back, it was slowly easing. Kante will be the same thing. Cover will be the same thing. He's not going to throw them in. That's the way those are the things I pick up on this.
Yeah, no, it's interesting that he talked about Man City, and I think that you brought up Man City as well. I mean, we have done really well to continue playing the way we have played, results wise. With the injuries that we've had, and yes, we've not had the best 11 for quite some time. I mean, we've had Lukaku out for a chunk of the time. Kovačić has been out. Pulisic has been out. Had a lot of players out for big chunks of the time. So hopefully we'll be coming back into full readiness in the most crucial part of the season. Before I ask Couch to give me his take, I want to welcome Bobby to the stream. Bobby, welcome. How are you? Bobby, can you hear us? You're on mute.
Sorry, I had to unmute myself. Yeah, I sort of caught the tail end of that. Hello, guys. Good evening.
Welcome. Yeah, everything good?
Yeah, good. It's all good.
Bobby,
I totally agree. Injuries, getting our injuries back is the thing, and we've not had our first 11 since all season. That is definitely a fact.
It's a massive factor, and I think it's something that we definitely on the tail end of. Hopefully, fingers crossed. With players coming back, we should be getting our squad to full readiness. Couch, give me your take on the press conference. What stood out for you from what Tuchel said today?
Yeah, I think one of the key things that we got out of that is just health. Returning to health. We're starting to see a squad that is slowly starting to get back vital pieces, and I think MDT nailed it on the head again. We haven't seen this squad yet. All the moaning about this guy's not doing this guy's doing that, and we didn't beat Burnley and all this stuff. Like the fact that we're still if we win tomorrow, only 2 points off of the top. Given the state of the squad and the injuries that we've suffered, that's remarkable. Thomas Tuchel should be commended for the fact that he's been able to keep this squad in the race against two teams that everyone considers to be a juggernaut. So when they see City put seven past whoever it was they beat, I can't even remember anymore. But yeah, Thomas Tuchel should be commended for the performance he's been putting together against the Leicesters and the Juves and whatnot. It just so happens that we ran into a bit of a stumbling block when we couldn't really account for all of the injuries. This last little while. The midfield has been bereft of injuries, and we're just now starting to get back to some health. to say that we survived that period, a period of games, a large chunk of games without Conte, Kovacic, Jorginho for some games. Obviously
Lukaku,
Chilwell,
Chilwell,
Werner, but like even just the midfield, I was more concerned with, and the fact that we've been reliant on Barkley in the midfield for some parts of the season. It's just remarkable that where we are right now. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens when we get to full strength, and just hoping that the squad can just take to what Thomas Tuchel is instilling into the squad, and we get back to seeing those great performances again.
Yeah, no, I agree, 100%. And I'm happy that has his eye on Man City, because he made a promise to us, and I think he's trying to keep it. He said, "I'll be hunting them down this season," and that's my goal, that's my target.
25 points to make up there. 25 points to hunt them down. That's a massive gap, and we're right now 2 points behind them if we win tomorrow. So I think he's doing that and then some.
Yeah, and he actually flipped it on them for the beginning of the season. Like, they were hunting us down, and now we're back in that role, and we'll continue to do this until the last day, and hopefully, come last day, we will be on top of them. So yeah, no, it's interesting. Boogeyman, your take on the press conference, mate?
Hey, listen, he pretty much answered all the questions with a lot of honesty. I mean, that's one of Tuchel quality. When it comes to COVID, I think he was asked something about if in the transfer windows, do the player vaccination status is taken account, and he said no, it's still a personal decision or whatever. I mean, I think that's a personal view. I didn't really agree with those way of thinking, but again, he was just honest. Probably that's the policy in the UK, so I have nothing really to say about it, because all those news we're hearing about Manchester United, and I think it was Tottenham before Manchester United.
Yeah, 19 cases.
Yeah, so if we're trying to hunt down a City and Liverpool, let's just cross the finger that COVID doesn't run into our camp, because that will just put us down completely. There will be no chance. When it comes to the fitness of Chalobah, the fact that he mentioned that Kante will be on the bench and didn't really precisely say something about Chalobah make me rethink my team, the team I think Tuchel will put together tomorrow. And when it comes to Lukaku, as much as this team need Lukaku to win games, I just feel like if a player is fit, the player is fit. There should not be how do you say this? The fitness coach saying or two fitness coach not agreeing on a player fitness, and the head coach not agree on the fitness. Is the player burden to get fit properly, and it should not be questioned. It has to be just he has to get himself fit and show that at the training. All those doubt just something that I'm not sitting with well at this point. He has to get himself fit, and it's just going to be a question of guessing. So other than that, I like his honesty when it comes to Lukaku fitness, when it comes to the COVID, and when it comes to the Manchester City and all those things. I mean, we go from there, I guess.
No, I agree. I like the honesty, but I also have my own perspective on both of these points. You see, in regards to the COVID situation and in regards to the vaccine status, there is a lot of political, what's the word here, division on that. Whether, a person has to get the vaccine, whether a person has a choice to get it or not get it, and it's a little bit of a heated debate everywhere, not only in the UK but all across the world. It's a heated debate. The thing is, the way forward is how do we ensure that you don't infringe on people's right to choose, but at the same time keep this beautiful competition and game going, as it is a source of release for a lot of people, millions of people. So you want to balance it. You don't want to put people at risk, but at the same time you don't want to stop the game. And I think the way forward needs to be looked at and addressed in a way where it's balanced, and keeping. And I know it's going to be difficult to do it because right now there is talk about getting fans out of stadiums again, or restricting the numbers of fans that can go watch matches. So where do we go with that? There's vaccine passports being introduced in all different venues and whatnot. So it's a tricky one. It's a tricky topic, and to be fair, Tuchel answered it the best way he knows how, and I'll take his answer. In regards to fitness, though, Boogie, it was interesting because I believe I'm fit, but how fit am I? You're fit. How fit are you? What level is fit? What level? Who makes the judgment on that level? Is it the head coach? Is it the physio? Is it the player? And again, I think at the end of the day, as long as the buck stops with the manager, then I guess he's the one that needs to set that standard, and everybody needs to aspire to that. The physio, the player, and whatnot. So, yeah, no, I agree with you, and I agree with with the rest of the panel. It's good to see his honesty, and it's refreshing. Bobby, I want you to give me your take on what you heard in the press conference and the different things that Tuchel addressed.
As always, Tuchel's press conferences are very intelligent, and they are honest. They're intelligent in their honesty. COVID, well, as you've said, it's an emotive subject in terms of how we deal with it. I don't really have that much to say about it, just like Tuchel. A lot of it is about individual advice. He has mentioned, the club's position on it, which is the right one. What I did pick up from his press conference, more than anything else, apart from the obvious facts that, we have Man City and Liverpool fully fit, and we've been struggling right from the beginning of the season with fitness, form, and everything, is how the comments he made about the whole Rudiger Christensen situation. Now, I don't know what we can actually take out of that, apart from the fact that, look, they are aware that the club wants them, he wants them, and the issue is in the hands of the board. The only thing I don't want, you see, this is what Chelsea do. When the squad needs stability, the squad needs organization, the squad needs a focus, we start getting all these off-field dramas. This is one of the reasons why I want this thing sorted sooner rather than later. We don't need the drama. We don't need how much the press likes to antagonize Chelsea, likes to sow seeds of discord. Why give them the ammunition to do what they always want to do? It's only time will tell. But I think from the way he explained the situation, if you could call it an explanation, it seems very much in the sights of everybody at Chelsea, and we can hope that it could be sorted for both Christensen and Rudiger, and indeed Thiago. Now, when it comes to last night, very late at night, I had a conversation briefly because I was tired. I just wanted sleep, but somehow I couldn't resist it. I had a brief conversation with someone about Man City. I mean, he was going on and on and on about Pep Guardiola, this and this and this. I don't know why some Chelsea fans are like that. They get themselves into a rut of this sort of overt opinions of the opposition as soon as they start to do well. And he was saying, oh, but, Pep can do this, but Tuchel can't do this, and Pep can do this, so Tuchel can't. I said, listen, mate, Tuchel has not even been at Chelsea for a year. Pep has been in Man City, fine-tuning his squad for, nearly 6 years. In his first year, he was getting his ass well and truly kicked. One of which was by Chelsea, who beat them, I think, one season, both home and away. So, we need to have perspective in everything. If there's ever a manager Chelsea has had that needs time, it's Thomas Tuchel. And I believe he's in the process of the evolution of what he wants the team and the squad to look like. We're not there yet. I mean, quite tellingly is the lack of cover in certain areas, like for Ben Chilwell. I don't know what we're going to do with Reece James area. I guess we can get away with it with Azpilicueta. But, the man really needs to be given the time. And as we've all agreed upon here, what he's done with the issues we've had is remarkable. And maybe that should be more of our focus than what's not being done at the moment.
Thank you. Well said.
I agree. And that conversation was started by Man United fans, really. It's interesting, that Man United would use Man City to try to attack Chelsea. It's weird because their club isn't performing well enough for them to use their club to attack Chelsea. They use their rival team as fuel to attack Chelsea, and some Chelsea fans picked up on that and just started to get flustered by it. But it is or it isn't, and I agree with you, Bobby. Sometimes you just need to have a little bit of a rational perspective when it comes to what Tuchel has done in the time frame that he's had to do it in. And it's not only Pep. I mean, if you look at Klopp and when he first came in, and the struggles he had until he got the team to where it is today, and the man, he literally had to change every single player in that squad, before he could actually do something with the squad. Tuchel came in midway through the season and won the Champions League straight away. So, it's different. It's different. All right, brilliant. I am now going to move to the second phase of this preview, and we're going to talk about the predicted lineup. First, I'm going to look at some of the predicted lineups sent in by the panelists. The first one is from Mo, so we're going to check out Mo's predicted lineup, discuss it, and then we will eventually get through all of them and then do our combined lineup. Let's have a look. What's Mo got here? Right, so Mo has Mendy in goal, Rudiger on the left of defense, Christensen on the right of defense, Thiago Silva in the center, with Alonso and Reece James as the wing backs. Callum, where am I getting Callum from? Ruben Loftus-Cheek and Jorginho in the heart of midfield. The attack consists of Mason Mount, Ziyech, and Lukaku. I think it's a very good lineup, but I'm not sure if it's what Tuchel is going to go with. Mo, explain to me your choices, please.
Yeah, I think the back will pick themselves, because I don't think he will risk what's his name, Chalobah, because hamstring, you gotta be take it easy. I don't think he will risk him back. So the goalkeeper and the midfield, we don't have an option. Those are the only two that can. The two injured people will just have to bear with us for a week or two. And Alonso, we don't have a choice, because who are you gonna put there? Saul, Joe, Pulisic, Aspi, they're all similar or even worse than him. So in that position, currently, this system we play. So Alonso, we don't have a choice. Reece James, that's the only option we have there. And Mount will play because of although his performance level, like energy level, has dropped, but his goal output has gone up with the assistant goal increase. So I think he will play. With Ziyech, I think he will bring him in because he hasn't started in the last three since Watford, isn't it? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Is it West Ham or Watford? One of them.
No, I don't think he started against West Ham. I think he came on. He's come on as a sub for the past 2 games. I'm sure about that. But did he start? I think it's been 2 games. 2 games he's not starting.
Yeah, I think he missed. He was a sub for 2 games. Then he start one. Then he's been a sub for 2 games again. I think this game he will start. And Lukaku, I bet Tuchel will give him 60 minutes, 70 minutes. To get him, because you need to get him to that level now, because he has to be able to play 90 minutes. So because personally, I think Tuchel's favorite front three is Mount, Lukaku, and Havertz. But he hasn't done that since Mount was injured, isn't it? So, but I think Ziyech will play. So that's my. I think this is Tuchel. This is what Tuchel will go with.
Do you? I'm going to ask a question to the panel, and then I want you also to answer this to this more. I could see this happening in regards to Christensen. I can see this happening in order to ensure and to motivate him to sign as a tool. Because Christensen, let's be honest, didn't put in a good performance. He hasn't put in a good performance ever since he's been dropped. He was dropped for apparent contract issues. And ever since he's been back, his mind hasn't been in the game. I can see him starting. Based on that, not based on form. Because on form, I'd go for Azpilicueta. And again, Azpilicueta hasn't been whipping up trees, but he's been more consistent than Christensen. And I want to address that question to the panel as well as to you, Mo. So what do you guys think about that?
I disagree. I don't think that he's been. I think Azpilicueta's been well off of it the last little while. And for Christensen, while he didn't play well in a couple of the matches, and probably has been a little bit jaded with everything that's been going on, I still think he gives us a better chance to win in that position until Chalobah comes back to full strength. But yeah, I don't think that his contract situation should be used as incentive to play. Like, he's the better fit right now. He's just a better fit for me, at least.
Fair enough. Boogie?
I think his contract situation has something to do with it. And again, Christensen is a good ball player, but it's still he's way too shy or timid when it comes to defending. So I think normally he's the backup for Thiago Silva, and I understand why maybe Tuchel sometimes take him out, because he wants to have some stability when it comes to signing and contract, have less headaches with the contract, and take him out and just make sure that, because the last time when he was dropped, it is because of contract situation. It was clear as a water for me at that time anyways. And this time I think, I mean, I do not agree that he will start tomorrow, that's for sure, but not because of his contract situation at this time, but me for some other reason that when my turn comes, I will just let it down. But I think his contract situation has a lot to do with the fact that he's been dropped once in a while, and it didn't help his moral. Yeah.
So you agree the contract situation plays a role in his selection?
Yeah, and the first selection where he was dropped, yeah. Then after that, I think his performance were not at that level, so he gave more reason for Tuchel to drop him more often anyways, but because Chalobah was not available, then he was still playing. That's all I can say.
Okay, fair enough. I'll come back to more, but I'll go with Bobby first. Bobby, regarding Christensen, do you think the contract situation influences his selection these days?
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing I was talking about earlier, that we are now having this sort of conversation, whereas we shouldn't be. That's why these things need to be sorted out sooner rather than later. If not, the board will become an inhibitor to the team rather than an enhancer. Did his contract situation affect his selection? To be brutally honest, I don't think so. I think at the times Christensen didn't play, it was a rotation issue and the form of Chalobah. Now Chalobah is not, it's coming back. I heard Boogeyman say earlier that he wasn't mentioned in the press conference. He was mentioned. Tuchel said he's going to be on the bench.
Sorry, Bobby. Kante is on the bench. Chalobah is in the squad.
Oh, okay. Yep, that's
so he may start.
Accurate.
He may start. Yeah, he may start.
Yeah. Sorry, Bobby. What I said is Kante. We know he will be sitting on the bench, but Chalobah, he just didn't say to my meaning he can start the game. So that make me change my formation.
I mean, he might go that way. Tuchel's full of surprises. He might rest Thiago for this one, because Thiago's played quite a bit for an old man, and then put Christensen in the centre. And of course, we can't change Rudiger. He could do that because that's a very mobile defense. Especially if Chalobah's back and he's fit. I would be surprised if Chalobah starts, to be honest. He's missed a while. And to just throw him in, well, I don't know. So, yeah, I don't think contracts are the issue, because if Rudiger's attitude is anything to go by, and the words of Tuchel in his conference is also anything to go by, it seems to be a somewhat relaxed situation from both parties, but it's the fan base that's getting concerned. Can I just add two really quick things about two other players that MTD said? Sorry, excuse me. Mason Mount. It's really interesting about Mason Mount, because you can see now how these young players, especially our forwards, are still developing. I believe that Mason Mount is evolving a new side of his game. He's trying to find his shooting range to fit with his endeavor. And it's going to be a balance with him. As he matures, he will get that balance to keep his endeavor to a point where he still has energy to score. So he might lose a little bit of the endeavor that we know of him and increase his scoring rate, which is probably the best way to go. So that's what we're watching with
evolution, Bobby.
Exactly. And this is where we need to be a little bit patient with our players. I know we're anxious. We want us to do well, but especially the young ones, Havertz, Pulisic, these guys are still developing. And may I add, this is another little argument I had last night. Someone was talking about, or was it even on Twitter? I can't remember now. Someone was talking about Drogba. And I was quick to point out the fact that, look, Drogba, okay, price, it was on Twitter. Talking about the price, perhaps it's unfair because the inflation rate as to when we bought Drogba compared to now is just chalk and cheese. But Drogba came to us at about the age of 26. He wasn't all singing, all dancing. He had a bit of a sticky first season, and certainly the second season wasn't great. Drogba really came to his own 2 years later when he started hitting 28, 29. I think when he was 29 was when he had that stellar season and he scored 33 goals. So I say this for us to kind of give Timo Werner a bit of a break. I know he's the older of the sort of young crop of of attackers. Yeah, but he himself is only 26, and he's come to a new country. And if we are to take, I know Drogba at least wouldn't have missed some of the chances, bless him, he missed. But this is where we have to take perspective. And even our friend Lukaku, he has had fitness issues all the way through. Even when he wasn't out with this leg injury, he was fatigued. And it's easy to forget that. Have we seen a Lukaku firing on all cylinders? I don't think we have yet. So that was just what I wanted to say about players.
Bobby, man, you're bang on today, man. Everything is bang on today,
brother. He's got as Joe Cole would say, Bobby's got the minerals.
Minerals. Do you know what? That term, didn't it come from Johnny? Blue Boy Johnny?
Yeah, it did. But apparently Joe Cole is using it now. So
yeah, everybody. Johnny's opened up a new English vocab,
Yeah. No, big up to him. Big up to Johnny. I'm gonna put a little twist on the question to you, Mo. I mean, this is your selection. What Bobby said has got me thinking in a different way. Has the contract situation affected Christensen's performances, and thus he's been dropped and not being the first choice as he was for a good chunk of the time with Tuchel?
Yeah. Today, Bobby, the wisdom speaker is back. The wise man. Thank you for having you.
I was gonna say, oh my God, I must be. I don't know.
No, you're on point today. You're on point. You're giving us the wisdom, like to see things in not to overreact and stuff like that, which is great. It's good to hear when people that have been in the game for a long time give you a proper advice, because sometimes even everybody gets.
I think we've lost Mo. Mo.
All I'll say to that
yes,
is
sorry,
that
I'm back.
All I'll say to that, MDT, is that sometimes the calm after the storm is the best calm to have. You got to have the storm before you have the calm. So, it's good to challenge.
Let's avoid the storms for a little while, please. Just focus on the calms for a little bit.
Yeah. Well, more with your question about Christensen.
Yeah.
I don't think when Tuchel made that comment, you remember I sent a message on the chat to say this is not a good idea, because it is not a good idea.
I remember.
Now, what happened is anything that happened with his performance will be linked to that question, because Tuchel was baited into that. He shouldn't have answered that. For me personally, he shouldn't have made a comment. So now all of his performance, and he's under pressure. After Tuchel made that comment, go and see what the attack he received. He was on fire, and people were attacking him, going after him. It's crazy. So he's human. He's only 25. I don't know. I think he's at the back of his mind. It's still affecting him. I don't know. Maybe I don't know, because Tuchel said that's why he's not playing. But I don't think Tuchel is that petty, because I don't want to believe it. Although he did it at PSG to Rabiot, if I'm not mistaken. But I don't think he's that petty to do that. I can't remember exactly whether he was the manager when it happened with Rabiot, but I believe it happened at PSG. So I don't want to believe that that was the case. But for me personally, that have affected his performance. I believe that. And for tomorrow, if he doesn't play, that will even affect his confidence even further, because he's been fit. Chalobah has been unfit. For somebody who is unfit to come immediately to come into the squad, what does that say? The manager doesn't have confidence in you, doesn't have faith in you. And with Aspi, there's a report saying that because he hasn't played for a long time, his fitness level has dipped. That's why he's struggling. I don't know whether you guys seen it. It's a rumor, whatever going on. Because when a player hits certain age, if they don't play a lot, their fitness level dip. That's natural, So I don't know. I don't think as we will play tomorrow, I'll be surprised. But Christensen, I don't think. I think his performance has been affected because of him personally with the contracting. But I don't think Tuchel is benching him or punishing him. I don't think that's I
Fair
don't.
enough.
Yeah, I don't think so.
All right, fair enough. I'm going to move on to the second lineup, and that is Couch Critic. And there's a twist in this lineup. I've already seen it, which kind of contradicts with what you just said there, Mo. But I think there is a case to be made for this lineup. So Couch Critic has the same formation, 3-4-3. Mendy in goal, the same defense, same midfield. Reece James on the right wing back and Azpilicueta as the left wing back. He's going for the same attack. So very similar, but one change, and that is Marcos Alonso out, Azpilicueta in. Couch, explain it to me, mate. Explain to me your lineup.
I mean, I don't think that there's a lot to explain here. I think Christensen comes back in just because we don't have a healthy Chalobah as of yet. He could rival him there. That could very easily be Chalobah, but I'm not
sure.
I just don't think that after a hamstring injury you play that soon after the fact. Maybe you get some minutes, but definitely not from the start for me. Thiago Silva is Thiago Silva. Rudiger is Rudiger. Jorginho is Jorginho. For Ruben, we don't necessarily have an alternative at this point in time, unless you actually deem Saul Niguez one of them, and I don't. He's not in my team.
Sure.
Then Reece James is, he's the best right wing back in the game right now. So you play him, and then with
talk to me about
Azpilicueta. Yeah. Okay, so Azpilicueta I play here mainly because I think we can be at least defensively sound if we play him there. At least defensively sound on that left flank. If you play him and you play Reece James, you make the right side of your flank the more attacking side, and then you make your left flank a little bit more defensive minded. Also, if Rudiger goes on his marauding runs, he actually has adequate cover in Azpilicueta, who's defensively minded.
Yeah.
So if you do want to press forward on the left, maybe Rudiger is the better option going forward. I dropped Alonso just because he's been playing a lot and he's not been good. Let's just be honest. It's not been good. And that flank has been exposed time and time again. And as much as he is good on getting on the end of things and he's good at headers, he's good defensively with defensive headers and stuff like that. General build-up play, general just application on the pitch is just not good. It's not what we acquire from wingbacks anymore. So I think he needs to be taken out of the line of fire. He can't be playing every match, that's for sure. And for me, Azpilicueta will provide something that he doesn't on that flank, which is some stability on that left flank. Just somebody that may not give you a lot going forward. You may not need it in this game, but he will definitely be defensively sound. So I'm playing him there. I don't know if Tuchel decides to do that, but I'm hoping that he sees it that way. Mason Mount picks himself right now. He's pretty much undroppable at this point in time, just with his form. Lukaku needs to get more minutes. I've been saying that for about 3 or 4 games now, so I can't really say. I don't know for sure 100% if he starts, but I think he's better from the start. I would rather see him start rather than come off the bench because I don't think that he offers much off of the bench. He needs to grow into the match, especially coming off of an injury.
I'm going to ask you a question, Couch. I'm going to ask you a question. All right. We're playing Everton, a team that has been struggling. Even by their standard, they have been struggling. Is this a good opportunity for Lukaku to start firing again? And if he doesn't, would that be a problem? Because the reason why I'm saying this is Lukaku has been coming back from injury for a few matches now. I think the last match he had a good chunk of minutes. Sorry, the match before last, he had a good chunk of minutes. The last match he came on for a few. And I think he only came on for a few is because he's been rested for this particular game. He was been rested with Zenit or the Zenit game. Sorry, what am I talking about? My mind just went blank. He was rested for the Leeds game to come and play against Everton. So do you think that if he doesn't have a good performance or a good showing against Everton, this will add more fuel to the fire of his ability?
Whether he does or doesn't, there's going to be fuel to the fire. This guy's just a target.
Do you think
in a similar fashion to Mason Mount? Yeah, I think so. But I'll say this: Tuchel is kind of given him the, he's kind of left us in limbo a bit, because he's kind of said that, like, yeah, he thinks he's fit, but the trainers may not necessarily think he's fit. I think we could probably get 70 minutes out of him, which means he's not fully match fit yet. So with that in mind, I mean, ultimately, I think we should be banging.
Relieving some of the pressure off him. It's relieving some of the pressure off him. He's trying to take some of the pressure away from him, maybe by saying that.
Or maybe just disguising what he wants to do on the day, right? Havertz is obviously an option. Werner is an option as well in those positions, and Lukaku, if what he says is true and he's not actually 100% match fit, then perhaps you get him on the pitch, you run him for like about 50, 60 minutes as hard as you can, and then you bring on somebody else to finish out the match, see out the match. But I don't think that's about protection. I don't think, to be honest with you, I have a lot more patience for Lukaku than most. Like, I think that we haven't seen the best of him, and I think that comes down to the fact that, like, he's been out of shape. When he was coming into form, we saw him go down to injury, because right at that point at that Malmo game was when I was actually seeing some good performances out of Lukaku, and unfortunately he got that injury. And then those games that came after that were probably the games that he could have actually gone on a nice little run. The games against Norwich, the games against Newcastle, the games against Brentford, like all those games that he missed were probably the games that you were probably counting on him to find some form. Nobody remembers the fact that, like, when we played at the beginning of the year, that was the toughest part of our fixtures. So many guys out of form, so many guys coming back from the Euros out of form. You know what I mean? And coming into a new side, this guy was carrying us. He was the guy that he scored the winner against Arsenal. He's one that, despite how terrible we looked in the first half of that Aston Villa game, he was one that banged in those 2 goals. He was the guy that found the winner against Zenit, which proved to be really, really important when you look at when you look at how things finished. So he was finding winners without having a lot of help to build attacks, right? So I have a lot of time for Lukaku right now. I'm not necessarily saying that he's the answer to all of our problems, but I think that if given time, he can bang goals. We just have to find some sort of form around him. And if the players around him find form, he's going to find goals. There's no doubt in my mind that he's going to score goals. Just give him the time. As far as Ziyech goes, again, I just think that he's been playing some good football the last little while. And, he's always a guy that divides opinion because, he's had some not so good performances and stuff like that. But to be honest with you, the last 3 or 4 matches I've seen Ziyech play, he's been really, really influential on the pitch.
I agree.
And if people can't recognize that and give him his flowers when he's deserved, then that to me just comes off as an agenda. You're basically just saying that you don't like him and you can't see the performances on the pitch anymore. You're just basically seeing the fact that you don't like the player. So I see Ziyech in this match just because I think that he's been in good form, and whenever he's come on, whether it's as a sub or starting, he's been giving us good minutes. So. If he doesn't start, we'll have to see what goes.
Yeah, sure. No, I think both Ziyech and Mount are very likely to start. I mean, I could see Timo Werner. I could see Pulisic or Callum replacing one of them. But I'm quite confident that at least one of these 2 players will be starting tomorrow, if not both. Before I move on to Boogeyman and his lineup, I want to know what the rest of the panel think about your choice for a left wing back. Do you guys think Couch's case for Aspi in that position makes sense, or do you think we should rely on Alonso? And that's open to you 3. So let me know what you think. Anybody have any input on this?
Listen, I can see why, but I still think no, it's not time for tweaking we've seen Aspi been show his limit on the right side, and I don't think it's not the time to bring Aspi to the left and try him there, because whether you like it or not, Alonso, he's not good, but he is the only options, and he will probably take that position as long as we don't have a proper left wing back to take that position. He will start, and when it doesn't go his way, probably there will be some substitution, but I don't think Aspi will go and play that position. I just don't think he will start.
All right. Bobby, MDT, do you have any thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean, for me, Aspi, we don't have a choice. Alonso is the only only option until further notice, because as much as he has his flaw, but he's the only one we have in the squad. It's sad, but that's the reality. He's the only one, because unless Rudiger played the left wing back and Aspi played Rudiger's position, and that's a little risky, because if we trying to win the game, do you want to take that? I can understand if we're losing a game, we want to chase it, but I think Alonso will play. That's my opinion. I think so.
Bobby? I think Bobby might not be there. All right.
No, I'm here. I've been struggling to
here?
unmute myself. Do you know, I think I'll go with Couch on this one. Yes, Alonso is the only supposed left wing back, but you know, my thinking is, why have a liability? Why have a guaranteed liability ahead of a might be liability? At least what we get with Aspi would be defensive cover, even if we lose a bit from the attacking third. But that will depend on who plays up front. You know, the person that's on the left wing side of the attack will have to do quite a bit of running up and down. I would play Aspi simply because Everton, I don't buy this performance that they had against Palace. I know Rafa's mind was on Chelsea. Yes, they have some injuries, but I think he was saving his team for that. And he's going to come up with some kind of performance. So we've got to be ready. And I would put
Bobby,
Aspi.
I think it's make or break for the man, isn't it? If he loses, because I think they had a board meeting.
There you go.
So I think it's make or break for him. You know, if they don't win, or if they don't get a result against Chelsea, draw, win, then they're in trouble. I mean, Benitez is in trouble.
Well,
so
I mean, forget form. Like, what happens if Alonso gets injured at some point? You know, because he's been playing a lot of games as is, right? We got to also manage his minutes as well. That's kind of what the thinking was.
Yeah.
You know, like if he gets injured, we're done.
To be
We're
fair,
here.
Coach, when I saw your lineup and I saw you having Aspi in that position, I'm thinking to myself, this could actually happen. I mean, it's not a far stretch. He has done this in the past. He has played in that position in the past, and he's performed well in that position when need be. So
he also played, even under Tuchel, he came on and played left wing back after right after the
instead of
shoulder
Alonso.
injury.
Yeah, instead of
Exactly.
Alonso. So it could happen. Boogeyman, you've given me two lineups. Which one should I go for? The first or the second?
Pick one. Both work. No, the last one.
I've seen one of them. Let me have a look.
No, probably you see the first one, but not the last one. The last one is just after I listened to Tuchel Presser.
Interesting. Interesting.
Is Silva against that left wing back?
I can't say I'm surprised.
No
at one of the
business in the team. Saul is the only player that we should sign in the reserve team, man. I have enough with that one.
100% agreement there. 100%.
I'm not surprised at one of the selections. I have to say. All right, so this is Boogeyman's lineup. He has Mendy in goal. He has.
Oh, I thought you were going to say
Rudiger.
Ross Barkley for a second.
No. He's picked Rudiger, Silva, and Chalobah in defense. James, Alonso, wingbacks, Loftus-Cheek and Jorginho in midfield. This is the surprising bit. Havertz starts up front again with Callum Hudson-Odoi and Mason Mount either side of him. So you've dropped Lukaku, Boogeyman, and that is not a surprise for me. But let me hear your thoughts and the reasoning behind your team. Take it away, mate.
Hey, listen. In fact, Chalobah replacing Christensen. I'm not doing that. I didn't put Chalobah there because of the Christensen contract situation. Now I just feel like to see Reece at his full potential. The Chelsea team in general lately hasn't been physical. The only physical player we have on the pitch was Rudiger. He's the only
100%.
one that is actually playing physical, scaring the opposition. So for me, I would rather have Chalobah there for the first half, just to take that heavyweight off James, so he can be just freely creative and just trying to score goals for us. Because every time Chalobah play behind James, I just feel like James is show more his attacking threat and is mostly in the box, because Chalobah physical presence behind him just cover a little bit. So Christensen is way too shy for me in that position. And I think now that we're entering this period where we're going to play a game every 3 days or every 4 days or whatever that thing is, or we already enter anyways, I think it's come the time where Christensen needs to just be a backup for Thiago Silva, where Thiago play today and Christensen play the next game, and Thiago just sit on the bench and they both just go back to where they used to do. So that's why I think Chalobah should play some minutes, and in worst case scenario, Aspi come to that position, and then next game I think Christensen should start as a center back or the middle of the center backs. So that's the reason behind the fact that I want Chalobah to start to play 60 minutes or something. And if you see the first lineup that I gave, it was Christensen there, but when I listened to Tuchel, and he didn't really say Chalobah will also be on the bench, then for me it has to stay. I think he's available and for selection.
Yeah, possible.
So
yeah.
When it comes to the front line, listen, I just think against a team like Everton, they're not really too confident. And like Bobby said, Chelsea lately, even against Leeds, I think Leeds has kind of think they will beat Chelsea. They put all their energy against Chelsea, and then they know Manchester City game, they're going to lose anyway, because they kind of think they will do they will get result against us. So you can see Leeds games against Manchester City, they just give up pretty much. The player were not understanding each other on the field. Seemed like against us, they were ready to take a point, but against City. So I think the same thing going to happen with Everton. Everton, like Bobby said, is coming for us. They will try their best, and I think we will see a better tactical Everton team. Even if they're not as good, they will give us a lot of problem. So the front three, I just feel like we need Hudson-Odoi runs, and we need also Mount work rate, and Havertz need to run between the line, and at least I think his understanding with Mount is already known. And because Lukaku and our front line are not understanding each other, I don't think this game is the game to try. And then I heard Lukaku is the fitness is questions again. Like nobody seems to been definitive of Lukaku fitness. So I just be like, okay, if he's not fit, if the team, as well as we know, Chelsea had to figure out a way to win game with Lukaku, and they haven't done it yet. And I just don't. I think there's too much unknown for Lukaku to start again that game against Everton. So that's why I think my front three is I could easily switch Hudson-Odoi with Ziyech easily, because Ziyech also deserves to be there. But I was thinking about the impact, the fact we need a player that always will go attack. When he has the ball, just attack their wing back. There.
I'm gonna interrupt you for 1 second. I don't have an issue with Hudson-Odoi, but if you don't think Lukaku is fully fit, and again, Tuchel did say, 75 minutes worth of game time, he can handle. So he may not play him. I think he will play him because it's Everton, and there is the aspiration to go face a previous club or old club, and maybe get a couple of goals against them. Maybe, I don't know. But if you don't want to play Lukaku, why not consider playing Timo Werner? Because Timo Werner has been performing better in the attacking part of the pitch than Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz has done well, in the previous games. He's held up the ball. He's created some good play, but he hasn't scored as many as Timo, who has scored a couple recently. So why not Timo up front?
I understand why not Timo, but I just prefer Kai Havertz. I mean, a lot of you say something like he has not been. Oh no, you just say he didn't score. But I just value Kai Havertz's work at the front of or in our on our front three than Werner works, and that's the preferences. And listen, whether Kai is not scoring enough goal or not, I just think with Kai we create more chances, and the fact that Mount is in that how would you say this? It's looking like he's going to be scoring goal each game. I think Kai Havertz playing there would allow Mount to come always in the box, to be present in the box. Whether when we in contrary, when you have Lukaku there, we're not going to see too much of Mount there because Mount would always try to drip in the middle, and to the one touch of Lukaku, I don't think it's going to help Mount at all. So at the end of the day, it's the preferences. When you talk about Werner being there, I just don't think Werner will help Mount as much as Havertz will help Mount score goals. And I think a few games prior, we see. I think on this panel we all agree that there was some connection between Cho and Havertz. That was.
So, Boogie, a question. Who do you think is a better defender, Chalobah or Christensen?
No doubt is a Chalobah. I will know. But if you ask me, in the center of that center back, who I think is a better, then I will give it to Christensen. But anywhere else at the pure defensive work, I give it to Chalobah.
All right, right centre backs, Chalobah or Christensen? Who's better?
The right centre back, Chalobah.
Okay, interesting. Because somebody in the chat says it seems harsh to start Christensen. Start Chalobah over Christensen. So Kawasi saying big up Kasim and the panel members doing amazing, keep up the great work. Listen, Kawasi, appreciate your support, mate. Yep. Appreciate your support, appreciate your presence. Thank you, Kawasi. People in the chat, do us a favor, hit that like button. If you haven't hit that like button, hit that like button, and if you're new to the Blue Lounge, consider subscribing. Sorry, Boogie, what were you want to say?
Yeah, I just want to add something. Starting Aspi instead of Alonso, whose position is that position and he's fully fit, is also harsh. So if we want to be just objective, say okay, Alonso is not good at that position, I think it is it is fair that when you have Chalobah in a team, that means he can play. Then if you compare both for that position, I think Chalobah win that position easily, and so it's not been harsh. You just keep the
not the same sort of like.
It's different.
It's certainly not the same situation though, because first of all, Chalobah's coming back from injury, right? So a hamstring injury at that. So, and Christensen's still somebody that we consider to be, integral to our defense. It's not someone where we're just like, okay, well, he's on the bubble right now. Like we're trying to sign him right now. So with Alonso, we've seen how poor he's been, right? I think it's a little different when you're trying to compare the two.
I think if you look at Alonso, when he is performing, he is one of the best left wing backs in the game. When he is performing, when he's on form, and especially when it comes to playing in the attacking part, or looking at his attacking part of his game. Defensively, he's never been good, but in the attacking portion, he's always been one of the best out there. So it depends on the game as well. If you're playing against a team that is going to be attacking you and looking to hit you on the counter, Alonso's going to be problematic. If you're playing against a team who's sitting back, you need the likes of Alonso moving forward. All right, thank you, Boogeyman.
Can I say one? Can I say one thing about the Boogie selection?
Go on, MDT.
I just want to give Cho some credit here. Since he's been removed from that left-hand side of our attack after the Manchester United game, we have not been fluid. Not a single game we've been fluid from the attack since he's been removed. What does that say about the other forward? If this kid can come and make a difference, these ones that are playing every day, they like, oh, they're doing this nice. Whatever. That kid was playing very well against Manchester United. He didn't even have a bad game. He just that chance, the goalkeeper save, and everybody turned on him. Most people, but he was the threat. He's the creator in that attack. Sorry, that's all I want to say.
Yeah, no, I agree. Callum is a very good player, and that's why I said, I don't have an issue with him being there. My issue was more with the person up front. Havertz. I would have gone for Timo Werner. I would have gone for Lukaku over Havertz purely for the form. And again, Havertz, a fantastic false nine. He's got a great movement on him, but I think recently he's not been up there. All right, let's look at the combined lineup. Bobby, you haven't submitted the lineup, have you? Bobby? Okay. I don't think Bobby has submitted the lineup because I couldn't see it.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, Bobby, did you submit a lineup?
Hang on. Oh, gosh.
I don't think you did.
Yeah. Can you send me the format for the team selection?
No, if you haven't done it by now, it's going to be too late, Bobby. But
I mean, for the future.
Can he just comment on ours and just say what he will have done?
Yeah, no, we're gonna do it right here. We're gonna do it right here on the screen. Bobby, I normally send them in the group. Do you want me to send it to you directly in the future?
Yeah. Where'd you send it in the group? What, in the normal chat?
The actual, I just put a link and I put down, submit your.
Okay, maybe I haven't. It slipped me by because often I look at messages on the fly.
I'll let you know for the next one. I'll let you know for the next one. All right, Bobby, I'm going to let you have the first selection on the players when it comes to the team. Okay, so I've put the players that we all agree on so far, selected already. So we have the right centre back, the left back, the striker, and one of the forwards because we all seem to agree on Mount starting. So I've left the other positions open, and I will let Bobby go first in his choice. So Bobby, who would you play as the right centre back?
Right centre back, I will go with Christensen.
You'd go with Christensen. All right.
Yeah.
Boogie. Yeah, you gonna stick with Chalobah, or are you gonna go with Christensen, Aspi?
Chalobah for
You're
me.
gonna stick with Chalobah. All right. Couch. I'm guessing you're gonna go with Christensen. Couch. Come back to Couch. Mo, you gonna go with Christensen?
Yes, Christensen. Yeah.
Christensen. All right. So we're gonna have Christensen starting here.
So Arsenal is winning 1-0 and a red card for West Ham. It's just those teams, when they play against us, they play good. They don't get red carded, and when they play against Arsenal, that's when they decide to do weird stuff.
You know what? Let's just pause for 1 second. Did you guys hear what Tuchel said? I mean, obviously you guys did. We all heard it on the stream. What he said about Aubameyang and his current situation. Now, I don't wanna put rumors out there, but Aubameyang is close to Tuchel, very close to Tuchel, and it looks like he is on the way out. Now, I think he signed a contract, didn't he, with Arsenal recently?
350. Yeah, on 350k wages as well.
Yeah.
Mo, just stop right there. Just stop right there. Don't even put it in the ether. It's not going to happen.
No.
When
Under any circumstances,
when Ozil went to Turkey, and did Arsenal still paying part of Ozil's salary? I'm not sure, because I don't think, because Ozil also was at 400 something right away when he decided.
I think.
Yeah,
but he was.
Hold on. Do you guys remember Willian? Do you guys remember Willian? He still had a contract with them, but then they came to a mutual agreement to part ways, and everyone moves on without any ramifications and whatnot. Right now, Aubameyang is not only being dropped from the team, he's being displaced as captain. He's no longer the captain of the club.
Bro,
all right, and things are getting worse. Why? I mean, I don't really know what was happening. I don't know what's happened behind the scenes, but he could be on the way out in multiple different scenarios.
Yes, if he won 100 a
what
week,
makes you
why
think
not?
that Chelsea? What makes this a Chelsea thing?
Nothing. I'm just
350k a week.
I think Tuchel made that.
I'm just bantering.
350k a week.
Yeah, but
the guy is a busted flush. Doesn't score goals anymore. He's 32.
For Arsenal.
Good.
Bro,
well said.
Bro, there's no chance, man. There's absolutely no chance we pay that guy that kind of money to come here. Before he signed his contract to Chelsea, to Arsenal, there was rumors of him coming to Chelsea. There was rumors of that.
There was
and
interest.
I probably would have accepted it then, but not now. Not on Kermit form for the money that he's making. Just nah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's the reason why I was asking for Ozil. When Ozil moved on from Arsenal, I think it was just Ozil had enough, and he just said, okay, I'll just sign a new contract with.
No. Arsenal paid him. Arsenal paid him out. Ozil didn't lose a single dime. Only William. William was the one that was fed up with the abuse he was receiving, and just had a mutual agreement.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if Aubameyang and Arsenal cannot find anything, and they pay Aubameyang out, and he decided to come to Chelsea and be on 70. I mean, he's 32 years old. We're not going to pay him 350. If he decides to be on 120 and be a backup, why not?
Don't want him.
I think he's leaving anyway.
Yeah, well, we gave it a couple of minutes on there, so it is what it is. All right, let's go back to Bobby. Bobby, left wing back. Your choices are Azpilicueta, Marcos Alonso, Saúl Ñíguez.
Aspi.
Aspi. All right, brilliant.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. It's to get interesting. Woogie. Left wing back.
Left wing back. Alonso.
Couch is going for Aspi, correct? All right, Mo, who are you going for?
Alonso.
Okay, I'm going to have to decide this.
Choose well, my friend.
You know what? I want to get this this lineup right. I want to get this lineup right. So I want to get this lineup right.
Yes.
It's on you, mate.
Good man.
It's on you. It's on you. It's on you. All right. Bobby, who's going to be... You can have a right forward or a left forward. I mean, we can swap Mount either way. Who's going to be the supporting attacker to Mason Mount?
I think I would have liked to have said Ziyech, but I can see him going with Cho.
All right, fair enough. Boogie, Callum, right? Boogie?
Bobby or Boogie?
Boogie. Bobby said Cho.
Yeah, Cho for me. Cho and Mount, yeah.
Cool. Couch.
I would like to see Cho, but I don't think he's going to play just based on the fact that last two performances, his effort and just willingness to like fight for the team just wasn't there. I know he wasn't in his preferred position, but you can't down tools your effort just because you're not playing in your preferred position. So I'm going to go with Ziyech because I think that anytime he's come on the pitch, whether he's played in the middle or he's played out wide, he's brought the right sort of intensity and energy. So that's how I see it.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. Can I just add something quick? Cho need to pay a lot of attention. He's young, and switch yourself off because you're not playing your proper position is not good for your muscle memory. Because as soon as someone doesn't pass you the ball, then you lock yourself in a certain mind, and then you don't perform because your memory remember when you're not happy what you do. So he needs to really revise his way of thinking. Whether you decide the coach put you as a center back, keep running. Just do what you do. Keep running. Keep doing those. Not doing those things. It's not good for you, especially when you're not experienced enough to come back. It's crazy what he did against. I can't remember the team, but anyways.
Okay. Mo, who would you have as a supporting attacker to Mason Mount?
Yeah, I think he's gonna be Ziyech. Although the reason why Cho and Pulisic, I believe they're not been playing at the forward line, I think it's because of they're the backup for the wing backs in case we have injury in the games. So I believe that's why Tuchel is not playing them, because if that wasn't the case, because I think they're the backup wing backs, Cho and Pulisic. That's the only reason why they're on the bench. I think Ziyech is the forward line.
Yeah. Again, 2-2 split. I think the choice I'm going to make is going to be based on the fact that he didn't play a couple of games and he's due a start. So, yeah. Okay. Now, the striker. Bobby, you got three options. You got Havertz, Werner, and Lukaku. I mean, if you want to play Ross Barkley there, then it is what it is. But who would you go up front?
Werner.
Nice. Yeah. All right, sweet. Boogie, you went with Havertz in your lineup.
Yeah, if I put Havertz, then Lukaku wins. So I will just line up with Werner then. Then I will still give us 2-2, man.
Oh boy. He's putting the pressure on me, man. All right, Couch.
It's Havertz. It's gonna be Lukaku for me.
Lukaku. All right. Mo.
Yeah, it's gonna be Lukaku because he said it three press conference ago. Said if Lukaku is fit, he's his first choice. Everybody else is second choice. Tuchel said that. So
Tutu.
He said that.
Tutu. He did.
Yeah, Boogie, he did. Lukaku is first choice. So whatever you think, you have to jump on it.
No.
Jump on
I'm
it.
not questioning that. Can you?
No, Google it. Google it. I'm not sending you from here because when I send you don't read it.
Okay, I'll try my best. I'll Google it.
Okay. I'm just looking at this Timo Werner card. It looks pretty sick. All right, so it's my choice to. Here we go. I'm gonna go with this. All right, people in the chat. This is the Blue Lounge predicted lineup. In goal, Edouard Mendy. In defence, Thiago Silva, with Christensen to his right, Rudiger to his left. Our wing backs, Reece James as the right wing back and Azpilicueta as the left wing back. We believe this is this needs to be done to give Alonso a break and also to ensure we have some good cover on that left hand side. You got Jorginho and Loftus-Cheek. We're really limited in our options in the midfield. Hopefully, Kante can come on in the second half and get some minutes. Yep. Hopefully, Chalobah can get some minutes as well to regain his fitness in the second half. In attack, we've got Hakim Ziyech and Mason Mount. Hakim Ziyech has been playing well recently, and he hasn't started for a couple of games, so we think he may be featuring tomorrow. Mason Mount. He's been doing what needs to be done. He's been getting the assists, the goals, and he's been performing to a good level. Lukaku is on the way back. He's getting fit, and we believe he will be starting tomorrow. Jem, big up to you. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the chat. Norway Azpilicueta as left wing back. Listen, your colleague suggested it, and we kind of agreed with him. It's couch critics fault, mate.
You should have come and vote, Jim. And we voted here, and as we wanted. Hey, can I add something though?
Yes.
So if Lukaku was to start up front, I just think Shaw will start, because if you check Ziyech heat map, I don't know if I can call it heat map. You understand what I'm trying to say?
I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. When you.
The ones
when you see Ziyech heat map, he is pretty much all over the pitch, and he's more intense in the midfield. But when you see Shaw heat map, he is pretty much on the left side and between the center line and pretty much the box. And every time Lukaku play, he tends to be isolated up front. So with Shaw will always be a little more closer to Lukaku most of the time to have some connection with the team and Lukaku. So I think if Lukaku play, for sure, Shaw will start for me, not Ziyech. I don't know if you understand my logic.
I understand your logic, and to be honest, I have a feeling that one of these two will not start, Mason Mount or Ziyech, and we will have a runner, Pulisic, Werner, or Callum, to give that that threat and try to keep Everton sitting at bay. But we'll see. And this is all predictions. Tomorrow we will have the accurate lineup. So this is what the Blue Lounge believes will be the lineup tomorrow. Okay, guys. I'm going to open the discussion on any particular topic, any particular debate respect to Chelsea in a few minutes. But before I do that, and I'm going to open it to the chat as well. But before I do that, how do you guys see the match panning out tomorrow? Do you guys think Everton are going to try to make a game of this? Are they going to be sitting back? How do you guys think Everton is going to approach this game from a tactical standpoint?
They do have a lot of injuries.
I think they've got Allen back in midfield, who's a bulldog, and they will give it a go. But ultimately, even with our injuries and the players still coming back to fitness, quality will tell, and Chelsea just have that bit more quality. If we, yet again, another game, it's down to us. If we do what we should, we will beat them. If we start messing around and doing some of the silly things we've done, like with West Ham, so on, then it could be a struggle.
Yeah, I just think that Everton in particular have a lot of injuries and a lot of players that have fallen out with the manager. not the least of which Luca Dean. Richarlison, Calvert-Lewin, Townsend, Coleman, Davies. Allen is back, but not definite to start, and Mina the same, not definite to start, just based on the fact they're just coming back from injury. So, I mean, I don't want to think that I'm hoping that my mentality here is not to down tools. I think that we need to go for it and find our form again because we haven't really been finding our best football the last little while. But, I mean, if we look at what Everton has been doing the last little while and the injuries that they've collected the last little while as well, I mean, we just got to take it to them. And if we do, if we have any sort of semblance to our form previous to, I don't know, even previous to the Zenit game, we should beat them. We really should beat them, you know. But having said that, again, we're at home. There's always going to be surprises. But again, I only see one winner here. I'm trying to be like objective about it, but I really do think that Chelsea have the squad and the tools to beat them.
All right, fair enough. Boogie,
for me, I mean, to be honest, I'll be surprised if we don't win. But the only way we beat Everton tomorrow is if we have people in the box. We can't just play with 3 players forward and think that we can beat teams. We have to stop that, because I know the wing backs are the reason why, like, okay, when Chilwell was playing and James, they give us like, it become like we attack with 5 and things like that. But I think tomorrow we have to find some other way. We just can't rely on 3 people against 5 people in the box, or 4 people against 6 people in the box, and we expect the forward line to do something. It doesn't matter whether it's Kai, whether it's Mount. It's too much pressure. We don't cross the ball in the box because we don't have many people in there. Okay, when you play teams like Everton, what you do, City, look at City. City use a lot of crossing the ball. They use different variation to Liverpool. They all cross when they play low block. Chelsea don't. We don't. We play very slow when we play against low block, and it gives them time to settle. That's not on the manager. It's on the players. All our players like to touch the ball 1-2 before they pass. That's not on the manager, because you could see his frustration, because this is the first team I've seen under Tuchel that don't play fast. We don't play fast. We give team time to whatever, and then we blame our forward. We blame Havertz. We blame Werner. We blame Lukaku. We blame everybody. But I believe our build-up play is too slow. When we need to counter, why do we have to pass 2 more passes? That's the thing. We shouldn't. Kova was the only one doing it, but our midfield slowed the ball a lot. And then the wing backs as well, when James is not playing, or Alonso is playing, or Cho is at wing back, they keep passing the ball backward or whatever. You need to go to attack. I don't know why we do it. You could see Tuchel getting frustrated. Watch him tomorrow. Watch him in the sideline. You will see. Whenever he's complaining because our players like to touch the ball 2-3 times, and by the time you do that, the defense is back, and we blame our forward.
Yeah, not even that. Not only that, like in the case of Alonso, he takes those 2-3 touches and then he releases it to somebody, and that person, whether it be on the wing or they're under all sorts of duress because he's taken too long to release it to them into space. So they now have 2 or 3 defenders that they have to try and navigate on the sidelines and stuff like that. It's just, you're right, 100%. We move the ball too slowly. The build-up play is way too slow.
Way too slow.
When you're in possession of the football, when you're in possession, like, and we are going to be maybe 60-70% of the game tomorrow, I still think that the movement has to be quicker too. Like, we're not, like, as much as I'm a big Ruben Loftus-Cheek fan, I think that he's a fantastic midfielder. He doesn't like to pass the ball. He likes to dribble with the ball. He likes to run with the ball. Yep. And sometimes when he releases the ball into space, it's way too late for it to have any impact in the final third because defenders have already cheated over or whatever. So 100% agreement there. We need to move the ball quickly into space and allow for our attackers the opportunity to, do something that they're paid to do,
Yeah, because if we don't give the attackers the chance to attack the defense when they're unsettled, that means your chance of scoring is lower than 80%. But when you counter, your chances of scoring is like 35 to 40%. That's why Liverpool and Man City score goals on transition a lot. We don't. We like to the slow build up or whatever. The slow build up, Werner and Lukaku especially. Slow build up, you're killing their game. There's no point having them there if we're building slowly.
Yep.
Okay, with Havertz, if you play so slowly, he look good, but he will not score because there's no space. Okay, only Mount can score now this season, and Ziyech, whether it's slow build up. Look, last season when we were playing the Champions League, just watch. Ziyech's goal against Man City in the FA Cup and Atletico, what was it? A counter. To whom? To Werner. Werner to Ziyech. Those goals, even if it's scruffy, it goes in because the defense is unsettled. But watch when we slowly build up. We don't. Even the Champions League final goal, it was from Mendy to Chilwell, Chilwell to Mount, Mount to Havertz. It's a goal. Quick ball. We don't need to hold the ball. Jorginho 3 touches, Rubin 5 touches, Kai 10 touches. By that time, the defense is set up, and then we blame everybody.
That's why I put Werner in attack.
Say again, Bobby?
That was why I put Werner in attack today.
Yeah.
I mean, tomorrow.
Yeah.
I think we're going to need that mobility.
Yeah, Werner, Callum, Pulisic, definitely. That's why I think one of those players will be missing. Either Mount or Ziyech will be replaced by a pacey player. Want to say big up to Alex Redneck and GNA TV's Jem. Big up to you guys.
How you follow me again, Jem? You follow me from Twitter, bro.
You're just everywhere, man. Every time I go somewhere, you're there. Right,
there's only one way to get rid of me. Pay £100 donation to Blue Lounge.
Blue Lounge.
And he can kick me
out. I'll ban him for life.
Yeah, tell me.
No, listen, I'm joking. It's got to be at least 150. 150.
I got to bounce, guys, but I'll be listening. You know the deal.
All right, Cass. Take care, mate. Take care. Big up to you, mate. Big up to you, mate. All right, Alex.
I was listening to MDT talking. MDT, where were you the first game of the Tuchel's era when I saw Jorginho on a lineup on a starting lineup? I've been saying about Jorginho recycling the ball since last season. For me, it's too slow.
No.
We have a fast pace players, but we're not utilizing. And I know what you what you said, because I've been saying the same thing for too long. For me, that's not the only problem we have. I think we have, like, for example, even with I've been told the reason why we don't do what you like we like to do is because Jorginho is bad on the counter against us. I understand that. The problem with Jorginho, with whole Chelsea players they play lately, I think we've been find out. Every team knows what we're doing now. We've been literally figured it out. The teams figured it out how we play, and the way we play is we're never going for the midfield. We're always going on the wings, because by the time, like you said, by the time we in transition to get forward, the opponents already set up the defense. So is the defense play you easier way to put to push the threat to the wings. That's how you defend. You defend by pushing the attacking players into the wide. That's how easy to defend against the players. You just push them wide and let them try to go from the wide positions. It's hard. You have to have a creative player, dribbler, to go or to make something happen when you're going from the wide. That's number one. Number two is we don't have a threat that goes through the middle. I love Robin Loftus-Cheek. He's the only player that I actually have something like. I like the kid. Like, let's say like 65%. I like him as a personality, and I want him to succeed. I always liked him since the beginning. The problem with him, I always thought that he's injury prone, and he will never make it at Chelsea. And today, this season, I think his only season, because if after this season he's not doing it, he's gonna be sold. He will be sold at the end of the season. If he goes the way we played for the past 3 games, it is. So for me, the way he holds the ball and goes forward, it's good. The problem is he doesn't release the ball quick enough. He holds on to the ball until he hits into the wall, and he has to go wide. Like I said, that's one option we have. That's problem number 2. And a 3, we never play consistent 3 on the front, so the players cannot make that sauce between them. Like sometimes you don't need to know where he is, you just feel his breath or something that you can pass it without even looking, and you already know.
Muscle memory, chemistry.
The chemistry, that's the word I'm looking for. That's the final part that we don't have. We've been playing. That's why that's why people think that what's his name, Kai Havertz and Mason Mount, when they play together up top, they look different. They look better, like chances, movement, and because those are the two that actually been playing for a long time together than anybody else on the field and the top 3. So for me, it's a little bit like we need to calm down. Like I don't think we're title contenders from the beginning of the season, just because people saying it's not true. Because if you look at you have to have facts. You can't just say this is the fact and don't provide the fact. The fact is we did not qualify for top 4 in the Premier League last season. We were not good. In the Championship League, we were good. In the Premier League, we let Liverpool gain 8 points. Remember that? Liverpool was 8 points behind us at the end of the season, and they get the top 4. Actually, top 3, we got in the 4. So for me, the Premier League was always going to be tough because you have to have consistency. Manchester City, their players, they've been playing together for so long, they know how to play with each other. Liverpool, they know how to play with each other. Chelsea doesn't yet. So far, not yet. And there's, of course, problem with Lukaku, because all midfield and the forwards needs to adjust how to play with Lukaku.
Mo?
Sorry, Bobby?
Where's my...
Oh, I think he's not going to.
Right, can you hear me?
Yeah, we
go
can.
ahead, Bobby.
Yeah, was that for me? Was that a question for me?
I
didn't ask the question. Did you take your medicine, Bobby?
No, Bobby, I think you might have had a lag issue or something.
Yeah,
Alex is just making an in-depth analysis of why Chelsea are not going to be winning the Premiership this season. So
I didn't say that.
Can I get
said
into
win
a
the top 3. I said it depends on our position and the 3 most viral,
Alex,
2 most viral times of a year.
Alex,
after January, after February, those are 2 more vital.
Exactly. I think we were in a strong position last year coming into Christmas. Everyone was talking about us winning the Premier League, and we're going to do this, and then things started
at Christmas last year.
Before Christmas, coming into Christmas, and then we hit November, we hit December, and things went pear-shaped.
Oh, you're talking about this year?
Last year, last season with Lampard before he got sacked. If you remember, back in November, we were talking about, we are doing well, we could be title contenders, and then November came in, December came in, and things started to go pear-shaped. And then
I was hoping we'd finish top 4 when Lampard was in charge.
No. People were talking about us being title contenders.
I see.
Mainly in the fan base, and I think, looking at where we are in the January, mid-February will be an important benchmark for us to build on. Right now, with the current squad, the current injury crisis that we are hopefully overcoming, it's hard for us to make that call. I think comparing us to Man City, to Liverpool, it's a little bit too early, because I'm looking at Tuchel's reign at Chelsea. He's not been here long enough to proper put his touches on the team to the degree that we can say this is Tuchel's team, Tuchel's squad. He is working with the squad that he inherited, and he is trying to mold it into what he wants moving forward. So it's difficult. I know MDT, Bobby, and Boogie.
I just quick sentence on what you said. All I wanted to say. Go ahead.
Go on,
all I was gonna say, I didn't consider us as a favorite. I didn't say we can win the title. I didn't consider us as a favorite, because those two. We're fighting against those two.
Yeah,
That's all I was asking.
I
See what I'm
totally
saying?
agree. I totally agree. It's a 3-horse race, and right now we're not top. So it's a battle, and I think we have the tools for this battle, but it's not going to be easy. And like I said, MDT, Boogie, and Bobby all want to come in. I'm going to hear from Jem, but before I hear from Jem, I want to just say welcome to Tyrone. Tyrone, welcome to the stream. How are you?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, Tyrone, how you doing? You good?
Yeah, I am good. Obviously, I'm disappointed with the West Ham game that I was watching before, but it is what it is.
We'll talk about the other results in a minute.
Yeah, understandable.
Focus on Chelsea. I'll give you a chance to come in. I just want to hear from Jem first. Jem, how are you?
No problem.
Yeah, not bad. I'm not going to be here too long. Thought I'd just come in and give my thoughts. Got to be up early. Got an early day of work before my stream. You know what it's like. So yeah, just I'm all right, mate. I'm all right. How you doing?
I'm good. Give me your expectations for tomorrow and beyond.
We have to win. We got no choice. And when I see you doing the team lineup and I see Aspie playing left wing back, I think to myself, why? Because we need 3 points. And I know, look, Alonso's not great. We know this. We know how good how useful Alonso is. But in terms of understanding the role and what's expected from him, at least he understands it a bit better. I think playing Aspie there is a bit risky just for the pace element. And I think this system is more of an offensive system than it is defensive. And that's why I don't think Aspie plays as well as a wing back, in my opinion. So whether it's on the right or the left, I just personally wouldn't want to see him there. I'd still want to go with, unfortunately, Alonso, because I don't think we have any other choice. But in terms of the game, look, like I said, we need 3 points. We're not in any great form at the moment. I'm not really too fixated on score lines. A lot of people are saying they want 3-4 nils. They see an Everton team that's pretty weak, missing a lot of players. But for me, it's just about us getting the 3 points. And if we can put in a good performance and keep a clean sheet, which is the most important thing for me, keeping the clean sheet, because we've conceded too many goals, and it's just been very unlike us recently to be leaking as much as we have. And there is some positives in obviously Chalobah and Kante and some other individuals coming back in the team, and we're going to need them because the games will come thick and fast. We've still got another 4 games left of December, and we need our strongest team back, and we need to be getting maximum points all the way to the end of this month before we play Liverpool, Man City and Tottenham. So, I think it will be hopefully a 2-0. I want the clean sheet. I don't see where goals come from when they've got no Richarlison, no Calvert-Lewin. Allen's injured as well, apparently, in midfield. So they're missing a couple of key players. But I want to see Lukaku score, and I want to see... I know some people were saying they want to see Ziyech in the team. Some were saying Ziyech and Pulisic, but I'd actually prefer to see Mason Mount and Callum Hudson-Odoi as my 2 behind Romelu Lukaku.
That was our second choice, to be fair. That was the second choice of the panel, Callum Hudson-Odoi with Mount.
Yeah, so part of the reason why I think we need someone that can dribble is just to open up space, and I think Everton will play a low block tomorrow. If you play with a Ziyech and Mason Mount, they're both going to want to play deep, ball to feet, which means they're going to go to the ball rather than running away from the ball, running into spaces. So I think you need players that are going to stretch, pick the ball up, maybe dribble, create space from their dribbling for Lukaku. We've got to take players away from Lukaku, because if we have 2 players that are playing behind him that are going to go to the ball, then he's going to be a lonely man up there trying to hold the ball up against 2 or 3 defenders. It's not going to work, and we're just going to be moaning about him not doing anything again. So I think we need to have either a Pulisic or a Callum Hudson-Odoi that are a bit direct with the ball, that will drive into space, play him. And then I'd have Mason Mount in there if Ruben Loftus-Cheek and Jorginho are both okay. I'd have them in midfield and have Mason Mount a bit further up the pitch, doing what he does, really. So I'm expecting a win. Nothing less. We've got to keep the pressure on Man City and Liverpool. I don't expect us to win the league. I said it for a little while ago that I don't think we're ready. I actually agree with Redneck. I think that Man City and Liverpool are quite ahead of us in terms of their squad and the understanding of their squad, knowing each other's roles and things like that. We're still a very young squad, a squad that's working towards that, and we need to just have a bit of patience, is what I'd say.
Definitely. Yeah, no, I agree. Cheers, Jim. Cheers for the insight.
No worries.
I'm going to go to Tyrone. Tyrone, what's your thoughts, mate?
Yeah, I 100% agree with you, Jam. He actually said something that I actually wanted to say, but it's all right. I guess I won't mention that, but something that Redneck mentioned that really caught my ears, and it really made me really agree with him, is with the front three, and how there's little chemistry there because we keep changing it each game. And I can understand why Tuchel does it. It's based on not trying to be predictable, but sometimes you have to stick with it because you have to have that chemistry. And the example he used with Kai Havertz and Mason Mount, I actually watched the Porto Uncovered thing, and what he was saying was that he knew that Mason Mount was going to do that, so he ran into that space. That's something due to chemistry, and that's something that really makes you want to see them play. But anyways, on Everton game, I'm expecting, like Jem said, a win. Honestly, we shouldn't care about what other teams are doing right now. We just need to care about getting 3 points and trying to get top four. Focus on top four right now, because realistically, the squad isn't really suitable enough for us to be say we're challenging right now. But 3 points is all that really should matter. And going forward, I think we should just try to focus on that and not really care about what other teams around us are doing. We just need to get the 3 points, because if we're getting, like, for example, Arsenal are now 8 points behind us. All we need to do is just care about winning our games. If they keep winning games or we keep winning games, they shouldn't be a problem for us, because we're getting the 3 points that keeps them behind us. So focus on getting those 3 points. Try to stay together, stay compact, and like James said, try to start to get clean sheets again, because like Tuchel said, it's not easy to get clean sheets. We probably were spoiled and expecting clean sheets each game, but realistically, anything can happen. You can have an off day, and he does prone to making a mistake and concede goal, because that's what the team has. It has a lot of players who have that mistake in them that may show up once or twice in a few months. So obviously it's understandable, but I think we should just focus on trying to get 3 points. Obviously I would agree with playing Mason Mount and Callum Hudson-Odoi, because both offer something different. Callum Hudson-Odoi would like to be supportive to Lukaku. Mason Mount, with his work rate, he's going to be helping to keep players away from Lukaku, which, like Jem said, I keep repeating what Jem is saying, is what we need to really allow Lukaku to not be, isolated, and he gets that support.
Yeah, no, Jim makes a lot of sense when he talks, so big up to Jim, and big up to you.
I only have problem with Jim's haircut, not the
yeah.
The haircut is the problem.
The haircut you get used to. I want to say big up to Kawasi. Kawasi, I've seen you in the chat for a very, very long time. I've had you on, I think, once or twice.
Yeah.
So big up to you and welcome Kawasi. How are you?
Yeah, big up. I'm very well. Big up to all the panel. Big up to Boogeyman. Big up to MDT. Oh, is MDT not here?
No, he's there.
Big up to all the. Yeah, big up to
I'm here, Kwasi Akarakachi.
You are doing well. You are doing well, MDT. You are doing well.
My teachers were Ghanaians. I have a lot of respect for you guys.
Wow. That's great. That's good to hear. Thank you very much, MDT. But I think you guys are doing amazingly great. Anytime. I enjoy listening to you, your analysis and your, information. Everything is perfect and spot on. And so you could see that this channel is growing bigger and bigger by the day, because the contributions are very solid, and you are doing a good job. You are doing a good job. All of you are doing a good job.
Kwasi, it's you and people like you who support this channel, who make it grow, who make it prosperous. So thank you to all of you guys, for being here and for supporting the channel. Thank you.
Yeah, great. Okay, I want to add a little contribution, and I've noticed, I've been saying for the past week that I think as fans we need to possibly maybe this season lower a bit our expectation of Tuchel and the boys. I've been saying it consistently on most platforms that maybe our expectation is too much, and considering the way things are going, maybe we need to lower it a bit so that our blood pressures can also come down. Else, the way things are going, I can see at the moment our problem, basically what I see from Thomas Tuchel and his expertise, what we are going through are injuries and maybe I would say the player contract situations. So injuries are what is pushing us to where we are right now. If there are no injuries, I'm possibly sure that we could match City and Liverpool. We could match them boot for boot, but injuries have taken its toll and it's affecting us. And I know that Liverpool, City, they will all go through this patch. Maybe it's not now, but they also have their injuries. Every team goes through that cycle. So their day will also come and we will also be on top. My prayer only is that by the time maybe we recover, the gap shouldn't be that much. When by the time we recover and our players come back and the gap is 15 points and all that, then we are out. But I pray that consistently, the way we are going, we could be catching up, winning one or two here and there, and not losing matches, but winning one or two here and there. And then gradually, I think a time is coming that our players will come back. And I believe we can still be title contenders, even though it's very early. I mean, when we are playing 38 league matches, it's not easy. So we cannot immediately judge Tuchel for what he's done. Like Kasim was saying, that he's not have his hand on the team yet. These are people that he came to meet, so he's not had his fingerprint on the team yet. But he's doing a good job, and I believe that when our players come back, I'm sure we can still give the title a go. I'm sure we can give the title a go. I'm sure that can happen. And so there's a little contribution.
Kwasi, the expression you used just now, fingerprints, that's an expression that in my language from back home, that's exactly how we say it. Your fingerprints. In Arabic, we say basma, which means your fingerprints.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that you have the same expression in Ghana, because if you don't have your fingerprints on it, if you don't have your fingerprints on it, you can't control it. So appreciate
it. It doesn't belong to you.
Continue. Exactly, it doesn't belong to you. Continue, Kwasi. Continue. I'm enjoying your insights.
So I believe this is where we find ourselves, and so I know when the players come back gradually. We've seen Kante is coming, Chalobah is coming. Gradually, when the guys come back, and I know January, Chile is coming back also in January. He started training. I'm sure definitely Chile will also come back. When all the guys come back, I'm very sure we can also give the title. We can give the title a push. We cannot say Tuchel go and win, but he can do something. Thomas Tuchel is a genius. So whenever, what I've noticed in life is that you can be good when you start going through difficulties. Then you see that there will be a whole lot of suggestions. As if you don't know what you are doing. Now it seems as if Tuchel have lost the touch on his team and all that. It's not the case. I mean, if you look at the injury list and the challenges, look at Malansa. They are an average. This is an average player. Average players here and there. You need to manage them to draw some matches. They've even done well. The team have done well if you look at the circumstances. And I'm pretty sure that by the time from this Everton, our next match tomorrow, my prediction is 3-0. And I'm sure Lukaku and Werner will be on the score sheet tomorrow, possibly. I'm sure we are winning. And I know from now to January, there's going to be a transformation. Something's going to happen to the team that will turn things around. I believe a time is coming where things are going to be turned around. And I know the team will begin to click and things will work again. So it's not all lost. Yes, there are difficulties. Yes, there are challenges. Yes, there are player contract situations. We cannot rule that out. It can affect the boys one way or the other. It can even affect the others one way or the other. And these are players. They chat together. They do everything together. It can affect them one way or the other. But I believe at the end of the day, when the others are back, and I know definitely the Rudiger contract situation, the cases, it will all be resolved. Rudiger will not leave Chelsea. I'm saying it here. Rudiger will not leave. They will sort it out. It will be sorted out completely before, I know, January. From now to January, it will be resolved. Christensen will be resolved. And then when the boys come back, I'm sure we have a very great coach in Thomas Tuchel. I don't know which other coach we need again. This is a perfect coach for us, and things will work again. This is my contribution, Kasim.
Kwasi, I wanna add something to what you said. I agree with a lot of what you said, but there is one thing that you said, and you mentioned average players, and then you said Malang Sarr. I want to just clarify one thing. There are a lot of players within our club that are currently developing. Malang Sarr is one of those players. Chalobah is one of those players. Reece James, Mason Mount, Callum, even Loftus-Cheek because of his injuries and whatnot. There's a lot of players that are developing. Some are at a good level. Some are at an average level. But the thing is, I don't think there is any player within Chelsea, within the first squad, the first the first team squad. Let's call it the first team squad. I don't think there's a player within the first team squad that doesn't have the potential to be a very good player. Some of them are performing at an average level. I agree, but I think most of our players have the potential to be very good. I know some of those players maybe on the dip part of the curve, and I think Marcos Alonso is one of those players because Marcos Alonso has had some great performances with Chelsea. We can say that he's average. We can say that he's below par today, but it's because of his age, because of his contribution to the club, to the team right now. He's no longer the first choice like he was in the past. Today, Marcos Alonso is the second choice in the team. So there are a lot of factors that can influence that. But Kwasi, you've been fantastic. Really enjoyed your insight, and thank you for coming on. And you're always welcome on this channel. And I'm happy to have viewers like you on the channel. I'm gonna let the rest of the boys respond. Boogie, MDT, Bobby, respond to what the boys have said. So let me hear your thoughts. I think Bobby was about to start speaking, and then there was a technical issue. So Bobby, let's start with you. Bobby, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Sweet.
I just keep struggling to unmute. Gosh, my trend of thought. Okay. I think if the Champions League victory has taught us anything, is that anything can happen in football. And a season is a very long time. From my understanding, I don't think anybody has completely written us off, and they've sort of said, well, it's not likely that we will win the Premier League and this and that. And yeah, perhaps. But I just think if we are in the position we're in now, come January, I think there's game on. You see, there's something I know we're struggling because of our injuries, and the battle is to get a fit squad back. But there's something I never take out of my head that Tuchel said. Tuchel maintains himself as the hunter. Man City is in his sights. Man City is being hunted because they're the holders. So whatever position they're in, they're still being hunted down by Tuchel. So even when we were having our spell at the top, he was still hunting because it was a matter of staying there. And I get a feeling he loves that position. Even when, he likes to have, there's a thing in psychology where you have these people that function better when they have what they call like fight targets to achieve. This is one for him for the league, and I think people underestimate the power behind that and what he transmits through that to the team. But time will tell where we end up in May. A lot can happen. At the moment, Liverpool and Man City are playing, I think, at their maximum capacity. Man City have had a good ride this season as far as injuries are concerned. And probably even in January, it's going to help them not having to play Carling Cup games, which they have been playing, I think, for the past 4 years, and I think has had an impact on their Champions League runs. So we'll see what happens there. But honestly, they're due an injury stretch. And when it happens, it'll be interesting to see what kind of performances they'll be putting in then, especially Liverpool. So I'm not too phased by what they are doing. My concern is what we are doing. And if we can just keep going somehow and get through December, it's anybody's game. It really is.
Yeah, spot on. Yeah, no, they have been lucky, haven't they, Man City? Yeah, we'll see. It's still early doors. It's still early doors. Boogeyman, let me hear your thoughts.
First, it's simple. And listen, Kwasi, welcome to the stream. I think I've seen you one or twice in the chat. So good to have you here. First, tomorrow game, I think I don't think Chelsea right now is in a good condition. I don't think we should go to tomorrow game highly confident. We need to just go there and win that game as ugly as we can. Just win it. And I'm not expecting us to do something extraordinary. But I think whatever happened in the first half, having N'Golo Kante on the bench is a good option for us at this point. Even if N'Golo can play 25 or 30 minutes, it is a good option to have at this time. I think at the beginning I wanted to talk about the Chelsea chance of winning the league. I still think we are actually in it. Anybody that said that we're not in it because the Pep has been with his team for 6 years and I keep forgetting. Klopp has been with his team for more than 5 years or 4 years or something. I just think at this point we have a really talented team, and anything can happen. If we were not to have all those injuries, I guarantee you that we would be top right now. It's not even. It's just clear because we tie Liverpool, Manchester City beat us. That's for sure at the beginning of the season, but. Those games that we lost against West Ham and I think I can't remember the other one, or the point we dropped against Manchester United. If we were to have a full team, a full midfield, we're taking all those 3 points like any days. So we're having those players back, and the most important thing is let's just make sure we are within one game behind the top, no more than 3 points. Whatever happened, let's just keep that. So we're going to face Liverpool at one point. We're going to face Manchester City at one point, and those are the games that I'm waiting for. But till then, tomorrow game, we need just to win it as ugly as possible and keep moving step by step. I think it was Redneck that says something about. I can't remember. I wanted to come in at that time, but I forgot. Our transition being too slow, and I just think. One of Tuchel Chelsea characteristic is we're always trying to control the tempo. We don't want the opposition to dictate the tempo. We speed the game when we want, and we slow it down when we want. We speed the game when we want, and we slow it down when we want. And with that system, we're still creating more chances than a lot of teams. We just didn't manage to put them away. So any talk about and that Werner is faster down because of our transition being too slow. That's why we quit now. Werner has enough chance in his career with Chelsea to score as many as goal if he was to know where the goal is. He just missing them. And Kai Havertz has enough chance to score goals. He just missed chances, and I can even list Lukaku in there. He missed some chances. Same for Mount, misses chances, and so the list go on and go on and go on. So it's just, I think the way Tuchel play is the best way, because he said one time that it's not always about defending. Keeping the ball is also a way of defending. And I kind of agree 100% of that way of thinking. If your opposition doesn't have the ball, they're not going to score. So if we don't control the tempo, then we lose control over the ball. So just like that way of playing, that mentality for Tuchel. And again, I think Chelsea is a title contender. Take nothing away from the fact that we are in the third position today. It's just down to our injuries, 100%. And we should not be giving our player a way out, saying, "Okay, we're not as good as Liverpool." They are as good because we can actually win this league this season. Let's wait for Liverpool to lose Salah and Mane, and for how do you say that? Manchester City to lose 1 or 2 games, and that's a crisis everywhere. And we should be able to take our chances.
Boogie, I've got a question for you. Do you agree that to have a quick build-up, you need to have the speed injected in from the midfield rather than from the attack? Do you agree with that? With that thought?
No, I don't think a speed midfielder is the question. The question is,
No. Sorry, Boogie. I'm talking about a build-up. I'm not talking about a player who's fast. I'm talking about the way the play is built up. You need to have speed in midfield to build up quick play rather than have it just in the attack. So having a quick attack, quick passing in the attack will not allow you to build up quick play. It will allow you to have a quick execution of an attack, but it will not have quick build-up. You need to have quick passing, quick reaction, quick movement in midfield in order for you to be able to have a quick build-up in attack.
Yeah, but
I believe.
Yeah.
Sorry,
go ahead.
Let me finish this statement and then respond. I believe that Kovačić is crucial for that. I believe Kante is crucial for that. I believe a player like Loftus-Cheek can also assist in that. I think Jorginho is more of a tempo controller. He controls the tempo of the game. He controls the possession, the passing, but not in regards to the build-up. And I think this is one of the biggest losses that we've had since the injury to Kovačić and Kante, is we are not able to build up play quickly enough because we're missing those 2 players. I'm just putting it out there. Do you agree or disagree, Boogie?
I actually disagree with you, and no, not 99%, but 100%. The truth is, to build up a play, you have to control the ball. Every time you take Jorginho out of our equation, we don't control the ball. We pretty much play just like any other EPL team. We have our chances. We try to be physical in the middle, but our defensive line does not have a break or does not play like smart. You need always Jorginho to always connect those dots in our, even from our defensive, even to find our winger, our wing back. Jorginho always was the best option, and that's the quality he has. So even if you talk about a build-up, even if you talk about moving that ball fast, Jorginho has those quality. Most of the time, the options are not given to him as fast as possible. That's why he has to slow the game down, even sometimes, to give some room for our player to find.
I don't think you're understanding what I'm saying.
I didn't think he understood what you're saying because I understood what you're saying. He didn't.
I think I understood it. But okay, go ahead again.
Let me try to explain it in a different way. I'm saying to you, Jorginho, what he does is he controls the tempo. So when he controls the tempo, it means he allows us to have control in midfield. But what you need in order to have quick build-up is you need to have, for example, a person who can see the run of our attackers. A person who can instigate an attack. And Jorginho, for me, doesn't do that in the same context as Kovačić does that, as Kante does that, as Loftus-Cheek, not to the same degree as the others, but he also does that. And I think you need to have a balance. And this is why Kovačić and Jorginho, when they were playing together, they were the best midfield partnership in the league, because they had one who was controlling the tempo and the other one was building up the attack in regards to his passing, his offensive approach to the game. So that is what I was trying to say.
You're right when you say something like that. You're actually right. Yeah, but what
is irrelevant? No, on the contrary.
Okay, good.
I think you need Jorginho and a Kante and a Kovačić. And a player who
he thought that you said that you're dropping Jorginho. He didn't say to drop Jorginho. No. He said add Kovačić or Kante.
Because at the end of your intervention, you say something like that's something that people tend to criticize Jorginho for, or some it takes you alluded to something that I understood. Yes. So then I'm like, no, in fact, for our own build-up, even if Kovačić is there, someone has to dictate, has to control the tempo and release Kovačić in certain the best opportunity, like the best condition for him to express himself. If Jorginho is not there, then that ball just go fast, we lose it, and come back, we lose. The tempo is not properly controlled. So Jorginho actually presence in that midfield is a bonus for us, because we just use it, and Tuchel use it as one of the best I've ever seen. Even Sarri has not been able to do what Tuchel is doing with Jorginho at this point. Okay.
No, I agree. Jorginho has come leaps and bounds since the Sarri days. I think he was more restricted in his play with Sarri than he is today. I think today he has more freedom because he's allowed to express himself.
And the other thing is, you see those passes that you were talking about, the fact that see the run of the player, see the run of the striker. I can't remember, but I remember at least 2 or 3 chances between Jorginho and Tammy Abraham. That was back then, where Jorginho, when he received the ball, when the ball is coming, he always trying to figure out who is making a run up front. And before even the ball get to his feet, he released the ball to Tammy 2 or 3 times. Even he has, I think he done that 1 or twice with Romelu Lukaku, but it didn't work. But with Tammy, it works 1, if I remember properly. So he can do it. But at certain time, because his main job is actually control the tempo of the midfield, he restrained himself to that job, trying to focus on it most of the time. And then if Kovačić is there, he just complement his job really, really good.
Yeah, no, definitely. Alex, I'll come back to you, but I need to continue.
Yeah, go ahead, MDT, because I gotta go play actually. So I'll try to stay in MDT. Always nice to listen to you. So I'll wait for.
Yeah, I'll let you come in after MDT, and then we'll wrap up. MDT,
why Redneck always attack me? Is it better to listen to MDT? Is that what you just? It was a joke. It was a joke. Don't worry.
No, I can answer you that if you want to.
I know the answer. You don't have to.
Kwasi, I was gonna tell you, Boogeyman is the scout that gave us Malansar and Saul Miguel. So it's very, very.
They both are prospects. We're still waiting for them to turn on. They both are prospects. They're coming.
Well, going on tomorrow's game against Everton. To be honest, I don't care about the performance. All I want is a clean sheet, and also, I don't want us to work for it. Like when I mean work, to use all the energy, because we only have 2 days again to play again. So I want us to play smart. If we play smart, that's what I was saying. We have to go to our forward. It depends which forward we play. If we play Werner, Lukaku, or even Cho or Pulisic, if any of them are in that forward line, we have to play quick to them for them to have the chance to go 1-on-1 or 2-on-1 against the defense, because Everton will play a deep block, low block. So that's what I was saying. I was not saying for us to play like Liverpool, because I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that it depends. If we play Kai and Mount and Ziyech, you can build up slow, because they're good at that. That's what they do. But if you play certain players, it's better to play faster for them to be able to show their quality. Because even you remember the Manchester United chance that was created within the first 2 minutes with Alonso and Cho. It's because of the ball went to them fast, quick, and United didn't they didn't set up their defense well. After that, what happened? They bank. So we didn't have the chances we were having. So it happened. If you play quick, you would score. Kovačić was doing it in the beginning of the season. And that's right. Jorginho can do it, but Jorginho don't like losing the ball. So that's his game. He doesn't like to use those Fabregas ball. He can do it. He has the skills to do it. But some players don't like to lose the ball. They're allergic to losing the ball. So because of that, Jorginho is not going to try that risky passes more. But I believe if he passes it more, Jorginho will have more assists and he will help with the attack, the fast attackers. He can't do it when Kai is playing or Mount, but he can do it when Pulisic, Joe, Lukaku or Werner. You have to just mix it up. That's all. Because sometimes you see Tuchel on the sideline complaining when we go back. Because last year he used to have that issue with James a lot. And Cho, when he played wing back, he used to remonstrate with them to say, why are they going back? So you can tell, you can mix it up. But they're young. These attackers are young. And also about the title challenge. For us to be, we've never had our first 11 this whole season. People forgot this. Mount, Havertz, and Lukaku, they started only the Arsenal and Liverpool game. Since then, I don't think they've played together. If I'm not mistaken, somebody please correct me. I can't remember them playing. So imagine, those are our three first. Tuchel start the season with those are supposed to be the three first choice. They only play 2 games together. We've been having like injury issues, form issue, the C19 issue. So things like that. We've not had our first 11 all in together for them to play well. So I'm not putting too much mind to what's going on right now because I'm happy with the position we're in. All we should try to do is get the injured player back and see what's happened. As soon as we get the injured player back, I believe that we have a very good squad. But for these games, we just need the 3 points and whatever. And also, Alex was talking about the forward line, not only Mount and having a chemistry, which is true because exactly like that. Because Werner and what's his name again? Werner and Ziyech, they have a link up last season, but we don't see it anymore. You remember last season, Werner and Ziyech connects a little bit, but we don't see it anymore. So things like that. When players play together a lot, they have those chances. But when they don't, what do you expect? We're chopping and changing because of injuries, because of out of form, because of playing time, because of whatever. So, but I believe that by coming towards, if we have all our injured players back in training, I think the chemistry will build up slowly. And last thing I want to say about this is, everybody's talking about Kante coming. For me, it's risky. We play Liverpool in two weeks plus, I think like that, 2 weeks and few days.
January 2nd.
Thank you. Kante have an hamstring. The same thing with Chalobah. If this hamstring go again, we'll miss them for 8 weeks. So,
Kante had a knee injury, not a hamstring.
Knee, sorry. Chalobah with the hamstring. If the hamstring go is 8 weeks, so it will be smarter to ease him in slowly because there are more games coming on, more and more, than to rush him in as well. So with Kante as well, I believe that if we ease him in, all we need tomorrow is 3 points. We don't need to play brilliantly. We just need to control the game and win. Not to concede, that's all. Not to concede, don't exert too much energy, win the game and keep it moving. And the injured players should be managed because we don't want to rush them back and then lose them again, like before. So those are my take on this one.
You say at the beginning that by Tuchel experience, or you by following Tuchel, you know Tuchel will never bring a half-injured player into playing. That's he will ease the player into the game. You give the example.
That's his record. That's his record.
Good. So when Chukwueze Kante is sitting on the bench, that means he's not going to risk him, right?
Yeah.
And Chalobah,
no. I'm not talking about Tuchel. I'm talking about us, the fans. Not to, like sometimes when a match is going some way, you see the fans on Twitter will go on, why is the manager not playing this? Those are the things. I'm not talking about Tuchel.
Okay, good. So
I'm just talking about the fans.
But tomorrow, for any reason, if Kante enter the game, that means by his previous decision, that means Kante is fit to be there, right?
No,
and
it could
play
be
the 40 minute or whatever minute.
No,
Tuchel will not risk it.
No, Boogie, it could be we desperate Because when a manager is desperate for a point, they risk. Okay, or it could be maybe if we win in 3-0, he will put him
That's how
into
he
easy
got
min, which is
injured in the
great.
first place. That's
Yeah,
how he
we
got
were.
injured in the first place.
Yeah,
Tuchel risked him.
yeah. Then Tuchel experience, like what you said first on Tuchel easing a player in, it's not always true. Because I just want to get that right.
Oh,
No, what I mean,
No,
his record, his record
Guys.
at PSG and Dortmund, he doesn't bring players in when they
He
injured.
just wanted to prove that you on something you're
I'm
wrong
a little-
on DT. That's all.
I'm just gonna just say
What?
this.
What? I don't understand what.
Boogeyman just wanted to make you
Boogie,
sure that
Boogie,
everybody knew that you're not, that something you said not true all the time.
No. Then you don't even understand what I'm trying to say. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Listen.
That was a joke, Boogie. That was a joke.
The issue that we are addressing is under normal circumstances, the manager would behave in a certain way, but there are always going to be exceptions to every rule. If we need to bring in on a striker who is not 100% because we need to get a goal, even though ideally I'd like to keep that striker on the bench until the next game. I need to bring a midfielder to control the midfield, even though ideally I'd like to keep him out. There is always going to be exceptions depending on the circumstances. So depending on the circumstances tomorrow, we may see Kante play 5 minutes, we may see Kante play 50 minutes. We don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I'm gonna wrap this up, but I want to give everyone a couple of minutes before I do that, and I want to start.
Can I
with
go
Alex.
first? I gotta go play. Yeah, I gotta go play.
I'm gonna start with Alex, and hear his final on the game tomorrow. So Alex, take it away, mate.
So for me, the game tomorrow, I actually would start Pulisic and Lukaku together. They need some game time, and tomorrow should be actually easy. I think we're gonna win and comfortably win. That's not a lot of like. I'm not saying that often, but I think we should, like, especially with how bad they playing. And I think we need to make a front three more fluently. And I think those, since we're gonna be playing low block, I think those three can play. And the reason why I want those three to play, because there's another game is in 2 days, which is actually a lot harder with a team like Wolves, that actually physical, that Mount and Kai Havertz can start, doesn't matter with Lukaku or anything. That's the reason why I'm thinking for tomorrow's game, Pulisic and Cho should play with Lukaku, and on the Wednesday, Mount and the Kai Havertz maybe with Lukaku or Timo Werner, whatever. So that was my thought process for that. Plus, Alonso should play tomorrow. He is left wing back. Doesn't matter how bad he is, he's still the better understanding of the role than anybody. Azpilicueta, it's not for me. He's bad with his right foot as with his left foot. So at least Alonso has some kind of left foot. So on the what I was gonna say, I was gonna disagree with Boogie on what's his name. I will always disagree with you. Stop waving your hand, especially on Jorginho, man.
Welcome to my life, man.
Well, you see, everybody, like, I don't understand people that keep praising Jorginho. Like, what? Not praising. It's like it's gonna be like a world depression if Jorginho is not gonna be a Chelsea club. It's like we always played that kind of game before. You know what I'm saying? That recycling, monotone, like fall asleep Barcelona style game. You know, like all the position. He's not Busquets. He's not Fabregas in the deep. I agree. He can make those passes long. But the problem is when he did it with Tammy, he was in advanced position in the first place. He was not deep. My problem is not. It's a fact. When you're saying it's not a fact, you never provide the fact. I can tell you that's a fact because I know it's a fact.
I'll just mute myself.
Boogie,
that was the game. That was the
game.
game.
Let him finish. Go on, Alex.
That was the game when he passed the ball against Aston Villa to Tammy. He was in advanced position. What are you laughing? It's a fact. That's when he passed it one time. Yes, the game, the pass that you're talking about, it's the Tammy against Aston Villa. No? Okay. Well, in my book, this is the fact. What you're saying, it's not a fact because you don't provide evidence. Even Fabregas came on Twitter and said, with all the players that Chelsea have, You do not have the pivot that sees them, those fast players. If you don't agree with Fabregas, I don't think I'm gonna how to say politely, I will take Fabregas' word better than you, Boogeyman, if that's what it takes. You see what I'm saying?
I'm pretty sure you didn't
Fabregas
understand
is
Fabregas
more
at the
for
first
me.
place.
Boogeyman, I changed your name, Boogeyman. I changed your name. Read your name, Boogeyman.
He disagreed with Alexi. I'm not
Yeah.
Alexi.
No, it's Alex. No, it's Alex.
So what I'm trying to say is, for me, he is the engine of the tempo. I agree with you, but I don't like his tempo. That's all it is. Anyway, boys, I gotta go play. Actually, guys.
Take care, Alex.
Before
Nice
Alex
to-
go, Alex, can you get some video of your play? Because you keep saying you're going to play. I need to see something. Because at least
I posted the pictures on the Facebook.
It's scouting you, Alex. It's scouting you.
Picture that doesn't move, right? So you can be like, someone
Boogie is
put the
scouting
ball
Alex.
on your chest
No.
and tied it with a transparent rubber, and so we cannot see I just control the ball. I want to see movement.
Alex is trying to scout you.
Oh,
He's trying
you're
to
talking
scout
about
you.
the
He wants to be
video.
your
You're talking
agent.
about the
Yeah.
video. Oh,
Yo, take care, man.
I don't think anybody record us, man. It's a 40 years old people playing, man. Boogie.
Yeah, but at least if you have the talent, you have to show something more than that. Even a 60, you have to show something,
All
man.
right, listen.
But some
we'll
other time.
promote Alex's playing abilities on a different stream. Alex, big up to you. Thank you
See
for
you
joining.
guys. See you.
Enjoy your game. Take care, brother.
See you
Enjoy your
guys.
game. All right, let's go to Kawasi. Kawasi,
Yeah.
give me your final thoughts on the game tomorrow, mate.
All right. Tomorrow, I think two things will work in our favor. Two things that I've noticed. The first one has to do with injuries. Everton have about 5 first-team players that are injured. 5 of their first-team players are injured. And I believe between us and David, we also have injury, but we have more quality than Everton. So number one, because of their injury situation, they also have a lot of injuries. That will be our advantage. So we might not even need Kante and even Chalobah to come in. I mean, the squad that we have can do the job. I believe the job can be done because their team is down. Number two, I know Benitez will play 5-4-1 because of the injury situation. He want to defend very deep. So that's the formation. 5-4-1, and that will. So if you're able to field more attacking players, attack-minded players, hard-working players, maybe Mount and all those players, I'm sure we can get the goals. So tomorrow, for sure, these two factors, I believe, will be to our advantage, and I'm sure we are winning. We are winning massively. Winning massively. So these are the two things that I've noticed that will go to our advantage tomorrow.
All right, fantastic. I'm just playing about with Boogeyman's name. Boogie, can you change your name? I've just changed it again. I disagree with Mo also. No, Kawasi, listen, brother, thank you for coming on. Much love, much appreciated. No, you can just click on the three dots and you can change it. So big up to you, Kawasi. Hopefully we will win tomorrow, and I will see you in the stream after the game if you have time. Big up to you, Kawasi.
Definitely.
Have a good evening. Take care, brother. Good night.
Have a good evening to you all. Good night.
You too. Good
Yo,
night.
Kwasi, thanks for showing.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Thank you. I'm gonna leave Boogeyman to the end. We'll go with MDT. MDT, give me your final.
Yeah, but
thoughts.
don't leave MDT. Yeah.
No, I'll
he
stay. Don't worry.
He can stay. Go on, MDT. Let me hear your final thoughts.
Yeah. To be honest with you, tomorrow, if we play smart, we'll win. We just have to play smart. I don't want us to use energy like we did with West Ham, with Watford, because this time of the Christmas period, if you exert too much energy, it affects your following game. Because that's what people fail to understand. The reason why we were tired is because we've been using too much energy to win, because the injuries are catching up. But if we get rid of the mistakes, because fatigue is what causes individual mistakes. But if we play just smartly and just play smart, just play our football and play smart, we should be able to beat Everton. But if we start making things complicated and try to control the game too much, because sometimes when you try to control a game, that's when you make mistakes. Okay, just play your game. Play our game, we will beat them. But if we try to control the game, try to be too clever, try to be too want to do stuff which are, like Mendy did against West Ham to the penalty, and all those individual mistakes. Those are the things that costing us because we are tired, we are fatigued. We should just play smart. If we play smart more, Boogie, I think we'll win. But if we don't, we complicated stuff. We might win, but we'll be tired for Wolf. So I just want us to go in there, be like a surgeon. Go in, control the game, few minutes, score your goals, hold the game again. When you have a chance, you score, then you keep the game. Then that means you've not run around. Because I hate when people go on like, oh, somebody has run 12 mile, 12 kilo. Why are you running? If you control the, why are you running? It's crazy. Because you're exhausted for the next two days. By the time you can't recover. I don't understand when people put those stats up. I'm like, that's crazy.
I can. Sorry, MTD, I have to add this. The way you're talking, I know how you play football. You're the one player that always stay in the middle doing 360 all the time, right?
Yeah, I play like Zidane. I don't. Everybody do the work for me. Runners. If you want to run, you go to the Olympic. Okay. Console the game, and beat the team. Okay. So to be honest, I think we'll win. I think we'll win. We'll win 3-0. I'm very hopeful. We've gone through our bad patch. Now we're having our players back. I'm hoping that Mount. Yeah, I'm hoping Mount, Lukaku. I have a feeling Jorginho might score. I don't know why. I have a feeling he might score a penalty or something. Yeah. Because the Everton defense are very reckless. Yeah.
All right. Yep. Boogie.
Yo, thanks for having me. I think we win tomorrow game. Let's just start that way. And I'm little when MDT said at the beginning that Tuchel record with injuries player is he tend to take care of them. I was really relieved because today after the press conference when he mentioned Kante, because 2 days ago or 3 days ago we heard Kovačić is coming, but he has COVID. Nobody mentioned Kante back then. So I wasn't even expecting Kante to be anywhere close to the bench. So I just want more reassurance from MTD. When I was asking that question, I wasn't trying to punch any holes into his way of thinking. I'm just trying
No, I know. Come on.
I was just trying to have some reassurance that if Kante is there, that means we can still get Kante for Wolf, or we still get Kante for whatever game we need, because we need that guy back. I want to be able to keep touch to that, like within 3 points, never more than 3 points of the top, whoever is leading, whether it is Liverpool. I always want us to be in 3 point difference with them, or between 1 and 3 anyways. So that's what that reassurance I was going for when I was asking those questions. So other than that, listen, whoever, I will just go that based on the Blue Lounge lineup. Tomorrow, people may think Everton will start, but it's APL. The distance is 100 meters, and it's simple. You can play. It's 5 defender. It's easy for them to cross that middle line anytime. And the fact is, it's not about playing 5 defenders. It's not about playing 8 defender, 1 attacker. It's more about being focused on that game tomorrow. Everton may have a lot of injuries, but there's still APL level players in that team, and I'm pretty sure all of them have some quality. That's why they signed contract with Everton. So we need to go to that game and control it. And even if the physicality coming, we need to match it. And I understand why to avoid injuries, and MDT is a little worried about the high tempo way of Chelsea running too much and then being injured, but then be tired, and then when you're tired, then you get injuries and all those. Yeah, I understand it, but then I'm wondering now: is Tuchel Chelsea team know how to play differently about when it comes to system? All they know is high tempo. That's pretty much all they know. That's how I feel about it. Because each time we lose a game, Tuchel say, I didn't see the right how do you say? What's the word he uses most of the time? The right commitment and the right intensity. So he's. I think for Tuchel, there's only one way to play under his leadership is you have to give that intensity. So that's when I'm worried a little also, because MDT is right when he said it's not about always intensity. As soon as we get our 3 point, let's just manage this game, get out and go to the whole game. But I don't know if we can do it. So listen, tomorrow we need a 3-point, whether it is 1-0, 2-1, 3-2, 4-3. I don't care. I just don't want injuries, and I just want a 3-point and to move on to the next game.
Thank you very much, Boogie. Thank you. Now, a win is what we're looking for tomorrow. We've got two games close to each other. We got Wolves on Sunday, correct? Yeah. So Everton tomorrow, Wolves on Sunday. We got a tough schedule. Let's hope we can win this one and focus on the next one. We've had a lot of likes today, 84 likes without me even asking for likes since the start of the stream. You guys have hit that like button 84 times, so thank you to everyone who has hit that like button. Much appreciated. And we've had again 11 new subscribers since we started the stream, so thank you to everyone who has subscribed. Really appreciate that. If you still haven't hit that subscribe button and you're here, there's 87 of you, so you can literally get us past the what is it, he can get us to 700 subscribers, 8,700 subscribers. We're 26 subscribers away from 8,700. So if you haven't subscribed yet, you're watching the stream, it'll be a big thank you for us streaming for 3 hours.
And also for the panelists, we want you guys to appreciate what job we're doing here, man. Come on, we can't be just hating on us.
So thank you. If you subscribe, thank you. Much appreciated.
Much appreciated.
Yeah, I know Boogeyman upsets a lot of people, but it is what it is.
It is what it is, man. Just tell them it is what it is, man.
It is what it is. Have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one.
Yeah, MDT, take care, right? And,
take care, Boogie. Take care, Mo.
Wait. I may not stream tomorrow. It might be the next day, so we'll have to see. If I can stream, I will stream because the game is going to finish quite late. It's a late kickoff, so we'll see what happens. I'll let you guys know. Follow me on Twitter. I'll let you know on Twitter. Have a good night, people. Peace.
Okay, have a good night. Have a good night, everyone.